Okay, we're there.
We have the countdown?
54 seconds.
54 seconds, okay.
$33.
You wanna talk about the little Will and Chris Rock shit for a split second throughout the interview? You wanna leave that alone?
We can talk about that shit too. Shit.
It's up to you, man. If you ready to talk about the little Will and Chris Rock shit for a split second, you wanna leave that alone?
Talk about that shit.
4, 3, 2, 1, and
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Soundbox 360 BluntzNBrewz Show. I am your host, Sticc. Hyde. Today we have somebody super exclusive today, man. One of the legendary, probably the most prolific legendary nigga from Arizona that you even know about. You know what I'm saying? This is the motherfucking guy. This is the motherfucking guy that the first beginning of everything, you know what I'm saying? The real solidified dopeness of Arizona hip hop. Bookie. You just go by Bookie now.
Yeah, yes, sir. What's up,
He
fellas?
started off with Bookie Loke, you know what I'm saying? He started out with Bookie Loke, but now straight up Bookie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At a moment in time in my life, I was living a little crazy life. But
Yes, sir.
I took the logo off a long time ago, man. Because, you know, Loke, you know what that
I
represents.
already know. I represent
So
something.
I was like, man, if I'm not living that, then I'm not going to represent it the way that they think I'm living it. So I had to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Influence, that's right. A little young and dumb nigga, trying to figure it out.
Hey, man, trying to figure it out at the time and shit. I mean, from what I know about your whereabouts is definitely some local activity.
yeah, you know,
where you grew up
came
at.
from that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of influence. Shout out to all the
Definitely a
homies.
lot of the local activity where you grew up at.
Yes, sir. How you been, bro? You gotta excuse me too, man. I'm a little under the weather. You know what I'm saying? Little baby head cold or whatnot came out of nowhere.
Man, thank you for coming, man. It's a blessing to have you here in my presence, you know what I'm saying? In our presence.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me.
Man, it's a blessing, man.
It got me off this blunt. I normally smoke papers. Anybody know me? Know I smoke zigzag.
Hey, it's the
Smoking this for the homie,
BluntzNBrewz
though.
Show, though, y'all,
This for the
man.
homie. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we off the Mickey though. I ain't drunk a Mickey since Kane stomped out Alina's cousin.
Oh, wow. hey, he said since Kane stomped out Aaliyah cut now, you don't know about that, man. You know, you probably just say from our era, man. Because that, how you see menace to society.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. So let me jump right into it and shit. I know you just recently had an interview, and
Shout out to Miranda. You know what I'm saying?
yes, and the interview was dope. It really was dope. They talked about a lot of things. They talked about the album, The Survivor List.
Yeah.
They talked about the beginning, the upcoming
All that.
Bookie.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a dope interview, man. We had a chance to, like I said, just go back and tell the stories for people that never heard it, nothing about it, and nothing about me type shit. So that was a cool little experience for me to do that with the homie Miranda. You feel me?
That's dope. It's dope that, you know what I'm saying, that you got a chance to tell your story, that you're even sharing your story, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just glad people still want to hear it. You know what I mean?
I mean, when we want to hear it,
Right.
you know what I mean? We got to look at people, we got to double check at people who don't want to know about their history right now. You talk about, you want to be about even reporting or being an artist or do anything in this Arizona scene.
Yeah.
You better be one to get tapped in with Bookie. You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to be tapped in with Bookie and you call yourself being in this Arizona media, Arizona anything, nigga, you already fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go back and do your history. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Get back into the motherfucking, get back to listening to the music. You know what I'm saying?
All that.
And learn your history and stuff, because if you did some Bookie or you might tapped into Bookie, then you already fucking up. You already lost.
You're fucking up.
We gotta get you back on track.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We gonna talk about
respect, man.
Oh man, it's all respect because you earned it, man. You earned all that. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
You've been out here, man, representing for Arizona for a long time. You've been like our Phoenix Suns. You know what I'm saying? You've been when there was no names to call on, when there was no names that we can say that nigga, there was a reputable from Arizona.
Right.
There was one name that we can say. Bookie.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We had Bookie, motherfucker. Bookie go hard.
Phoenix,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
You made
I
the
know
city
it,
proud, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do.
Let's talk about let's talk about after.
Aftermath.
After everything that happened with Survivors, everything with
For life.
with For Life.
Yeah, the whole nine.
And when you started to create your own label, right?
Yeah. When I was done with For Life Records, you know, I had a lot of experience under my belt. You know, I was in the studio 24/7, dealing with major artists and all that. So I had a lot of experience. And so when my contract was up, you know, I immediately told myself, you know, what's next? Because, you know, in situations like that, you got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? You back out there on your own. So it's like you either going to fall off or you're going to get back on. You know, ain't no gray area there. You know what I mean? So I said immediately, you know what, nah, we're going to keep this shit rolling. You know, so I decided to start an independent label called Baseman Entertainment.
Okay.
And, you know, in that era, you know, that I would say like 2008, 2009, something like that. I think it was around that time. You know, I immediately went to work. You know, I got the studio in the house, set everything up. You know what I mean? Started, you know, recording songs. And
you learn how to record and stuff?
All that. Like, I learned how to record, like, just being a part of the label.
Being in the studio.
I used to live in the studio, so
Right.
I used to see cats like Battle Cat, my boy Beat Up.
Wow.
Beat Up is Charlie Wilson.
Around Battle Cat all the
time.
Around hitters.
Yeah, Brian Wilson was that's Charlie Wilson's nephew from the Gap Band.
Yeah.
So he was signed on as one of our producers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At For Life at the time. So I was learning from all the cats when I was a young student.
Yeah.
I always had a notebook with me.
Soaking it up.
Always soaking it up. Always taking everything they said to me, you know, locking it in, taking notes. I was a student because I already knew I was blessed to be in that situation. So I didn't take it for granted one bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So taking all that with me after the label or after the situation, I just applied it to my own situation. You know, grind money. Not grind money. We ain't even there yet, but you know, I just GM all day. But Baseman Entertainment.
You're right.
Yeah. So you know, we started going out the trunk. That was at the time where, you know, CDs was
right. You still pushing out the trunk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I had an idea, you know, let me just put a team together.
Okay.
And you know, I'm gonna give them the game. We're gonna sit around, have a round table, you know, treat it like it's a real legitimate label, you know, give them the information, and we're gonna go out here and we're gonna go crazy. You know, we're gonna sell CDs, we're gonna make money. We're gonna be a legitimate business, and
I like the key thing that you said about that. You said, I'm gonna give them the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people ain't willing to give the people the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're willing to they rather just be the only smart guy.
Yeah, they wanna. One of the reasons why people do that is, you know, it's ego.
It's a control thing.
Yeah, like if you don't want for your brother what you want for yourself, man, I don't want to fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's ego. So when people want to keep all the game for themselves, harbor the game or whatnot, it's because they're used to being on top. They're used to people looking up to them, as opposed to straight at them, direct. You know what I'm saying? And me, I always been a direct kind of guy. You know, even when people that looked up to me, I always looked at the people on the bottom eye to eye. I always have respect for people. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to birth a new situation and get it moving, you know. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes people just ain't ready for the game.
Right.
So when you give somebody the game, you can overwhelm them.
It's a lot. It's a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information, and then once they realize that they're obligated, you know what I'm saying, to
they have to do a lot of this work.
They kind of back off of it, you know.
It's like, oh shit, I didn't know.
I thought this was gonna be fun.
I thought I just hit the studio and just rap.
I thought he was gonna have fun. And they didn't want me to work.
This nigga.
He want to put me out the streets and
grind it down.
So a lot of them was intimidated, but there were some who stuck it out. A couple of my people, like shout out to Get 'em, young Get 'em from the West Side. You know what I'm saying? That's my partner for real. My boy Triple would come and go. Him and my homeboy Weedy, my East Siders. You know what I'm saying? They was active at the time, so they used to come and record. You know what I'm saying, at that time. So they was putting in work representing for the team or whatnot. So we had a few cats that was on board. But like I said, a lot of times they were just kind of intimidated. So it was a struggle for me, to try to get back on the level that I was once on, based off of the people that I was dealing with. I was ready, but the majority of the people around me weren't. So that made it tougher for me. So I had to wear multiple hats to keep things going and keep the company afloat. And you know what I mean? But I'm a grinder. Anybody know me? I'm a hustler.
Yes, sir.
I don't complain. I don't cry. I don't none of that. I just say, oh, you want to do it? Okay. Respect, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go though. That's it. In the streets getting it.
Yes, sir.
I used to be in the Fleetwood. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first started going, when I was away from the label, my boy Illa, shout out to Illa Cat. I pulled up on him one day in the Fleetwood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all white. I love him. Like 87 Fleetwood, but it was full of CDs.
Oh,
it was one of the mixtapes I was pushing at the time, right?
Yeah, then
I was out there going. I used to be in the streets all the time getting. I used to have WAPs off CDs,
man,
right? So I pull up on Illa, and he wasn't up on it at the time. He didn't know I was out there doing it. So I had to go. I don't remember what I had to meet up with him for, but I had to meet up with him. And then when I pulled up, I was like, Illa, what's happening? So we go to chopping it up. And then I was like, yeah, I got to go back out here and hit the streets. I'm going to holler at you later. And he was like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? You out there? He was curious as to what I was doing. And I was like, I'm out there pushing my music. And bro, he didn't know at the time, how profitable it could be to push music. He didn't know.
Right.
He wasn't around that. He was in a whole other world doing what he
about the numbers.
Yeah, but he didn't know you can actually guap off of this shit.
You're right. If you think about the numbers.
Yeah. So he was like, what music? What you mean? You making money like that? And I just dug in my pocket. I pulled out. It was like 3,000 because I was working like all week. So I had like 3,000, like 5s, 10s, and 20s.
Off of that.
Then I'm like, wow. I just kind of looked up at him like, what you mean? What you think I'm doing? and he to this day, he tell me, man, it was like, man, you opened up a whole nother world for me, bro. When you showed me that guap and showed me that you was out there doing it legally.
Off of music.
You know what I'm saying? Off of music, it changed my world forever.
Put out the hustler knot.
I put out the hustler knot.
Like they got what the homies on the block all day.
Yeah, doing what they do, but to see it off of music, it gives cats from the hood hope.
Right. Like I don't have to be out here
something else,
doing something illegal.
Because a lot of them out there, they don't want to do that. They just do it because it's good.
Right.
It's available. But a lot of times, if you would give them another opportunity where they can make the same amount of money, they take it.
Damn right.
They take it. Why think they call it?
We want the money. We don't want to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't want to get locked up.
They don't, bro. They don't. They don't. But yeah, so that's what it was. Look, straight forever grind, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Malt liquor.
So what led to the end of Bassman? Because
you know what's crazy about that? The end of Bassman was me. I'm a perfectionist. So if I get too into my head about something, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna either just leave it alone, start from scratch or keep drilling it. And it was so much inconsistencies going on with the company where I got frustrated and I just didn't want to do it.
It's like, man, fuck this.
Yeah, so when I was done with that whole push, that attempt, I call it an attempt, even though I made money, but it was still an attempt. I didn't get what I wanted out of it, so I just decided to shut the whole thing down and start fresh in my mind. I said, I'm just gonna shut this down because I had a few bad experiences with it and all of that. So I was just like, I was just done with it.
So I want to start all over.
Yeah, I wanted to start all over. So when I had that idea in my head, I came up with Grind Mode ENT.
Okay.
Because that's all the fuck I was doing all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
Every day, every night.
Yes, sir.
No sleep, maybe 2-3 hours, and I was up back in the fleet. You know what I'm saying? Out there going. So I was like, why wouldn't I name this new situation Grind Mode? Because I'm in it all the time.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I do. That's what I does. That's what I've done. All of that. You know what I mean? So Grind Mode ET. And, you know, that was a start of that was a fresh start. That was a good fresh start for me.
No, my goodness. I'm motherfucking artist started tripping.
Yeah. You got me off this blunt, man. Keep my asthma in check.
Oh yeah, man, this gonna clear out all that shit.
You know what's weird? Blunts make it worse for me for some reason.
Yeah.
Like my asthma be kicking in sometimes. That's one of the reasons why I fuck with packers. It's been like that for years though.
Oh yeah, well the blunts has got that.
But it's cool though. I can maintain it because I don't do it all the time.
Yeah. Just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just hit that motherfucker as you please. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You don't gotta hit it hard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just play with that motherfucker.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. Grind Mode ENT. So that didn't work out. And then you decide, no. Grind Mode is the new one.
Yeah.
Basement didn't work out.
Yeah.
Grind Mode is the new
and improved, you know. And it was funny because like I noticed like the shit that I was going through, even though it was frustrating and I would at the time would rather not going through it. I still appreciated it because it was, me, I was a student coming.
Yes.
So I learned from everything. So that whole situation taught me something.
Into a learning experience.
It was a whole learning experience.
Yes, sir.
And then so
that was your first run.
That was my first run as the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first run. Grind Mode, I keep saying Grind Mode City. Basement ENT.
Yes, sir.
That was my first run on my own. And so it was special to me. You know what I mean?
It was special. It was like a baby.
That's it. That's it. And then when I got to, when I transitioned, I had all of that experience from Basement under my belt. And I just took all that experience and Grind Mode,
to the new level.
Different structure, different layout, different ideas, and all of that. And to this day, I'm it's established, based off of how I originally wanted it to be back in the Basement days. I've accomplished a lot more with Grind Mode ENT.
Right.
Just by shutting that down and reinventing myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that you wanted to get accomplished originally in the first label is getting accomplished, have been accomplished.
Bingo.
And Grind Mode.
Bingo. And the difference, back then to now is, CDs were popular.
Right.
So when we was in the transition, you know what I'm saying, to Grind Mode, it was more so a whole new evolution.
Yeah.
Something different.
Right.
Internet, you know what I'm saying?
Digital age of streams.
Yeah, MySpace.
Man, I asked everybody this question too.
Yeah.
Do you think the streaming is messing up the game?
Oh, it's been messing up the game. Because remember, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, you already know what I'm talking about. Nigga, that era, that golden era. Like you couldn't get somebody's material without going to Circles, Tower, Warehouse.
You had to
go support. You had to go buy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you got a few bootlegs every now and then, but not everybody was, bootlegging. So it's like the majority of the time, people had to go to the store and support. There was no other way around. That's why cats was going double and triple platinum and shooting $1 million videos and shit because, blacks was getting filthy rich.
Real money.
And the white man don't like that.
They figured out a way to try to fuck up
it's
money.
power. You know what I'm saying? So when they see that black men, are gaining power, money, and everything that they have,
they turned the value to music into nothing.
They tore down the system purposely, to shake up the budget.
Right.
Now it's of course, streaming, you got to get so many streams to make $1. I think it's like 1 million streams, a little over 1 million streams on Spotify to make like $4,000 or $5,000. All right, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But then how they got it set up to where artists can't really get the streams that they're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because it's just so oversaturated. So it's almost set up purposely that way. To keep everybody broke or the majority broke. You know, it's messed up, but you
It's
got to
only-
find a way around
And
it.
they're the only motherfuckers winning from it, bro.
Oh yeah, they getting it. You know, but it's a way around it. It's study. You got to study. You gotta be a man. You gotta be a businessman in this business. You can't just be an artist working on songs in order to survive in this business. You gotta study.
Right.
You know, you gotta understand what Spotify is. You gotta understand the ins and outs of Apple Music. You gotta know how, you know, who you can talk to at Pandora, you know, when you submit music.
Right.
You gotta learn figure out these things on your own. And the more information that you get, the more you realize it ain't as difficult as what you think. It's just a system that has to be understood.
Yes, sir.
See, I went from pushing CDs out the trunk to the streams. So I already knew I'm a student. I was a student from the start. So I started learning and I started learning the business of streaming, just understanding, like figuring out the analytics and the algorithms and what this shit means. And what a lot of times artists, they don't like paying attention to things like that. They rather have somebody else do it for them.
Right.
But in actuality, you really crippling yourself when you
Yes,
put some
making
knowledge
somebody
into
else.
somebody else's hands and you ain't learning yourself.
You allow somebody else to count your money.
Exactly. You don't know what's going on. So if you don't trust that man 100%, you don't know if he playing you or not. So I like to learn all on my own. Give me the game, and then when I learn the game, I'll assign position.
Right. So now you can't get over them.
Right. That's what a CEO is supposed to be. He ain't supposed to be a nigga with money that don't know shit.
I know how to do every job.
I know what y'all doing, so I know none of y'all can play me. I'm a CEO for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
you know, and I'm still learning. It's a struggle, man, for every aspiring artist. I mean, I've been in the game for 20 years, man, over 20 so, and I'm still like, damn, you know, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm still learning. I'm still afloat. I'm still able to put out a project that people love whenever I want to. And the thing about it with that is, if I was just an artist or a rapper, I don't think I would have been able to evolve as long as I have. The fact that I've been a student and been understanding how things go and doing my research and my due diligence is probably why I think I'm still existing. You know what I'm saying? Amongst a whole nother generation.
Whole nother generation. Bookie's still here, y'all.
Yeah.
And Bookie still got some fire.
Remember the Where's Bookie mixtape?
Huh?
Remember the Where's Bookie mixtape?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know with that one. I incorporated some of those songs on the Lost Tapes.
Okay.
Volume 2. You heard a lot of stuff from that mixtape on the Volume 2. On the Lost Tapes, Volume 2.
Lost Tapes.
The one I just recently put out.
Let's play some music right now. Let's get niggas tapped into some of this music right now.
What we going with? What we about to play?
Let's go to Grindmore. Let's go to the new label right now.
What? Oh yeah.
Let's do something. You can, you know what I'm saying? You send us some music, right?
I did. You know what I did? I sent you compliments, I think, and I sent you Season with me and Hero, and compliments with me, Hero, and Miss Veen.
Okay.
And of course I sent you a couple videos. I think I sent you 3. I might have been 2.
Go with a couple of videos. Let's shoot a video.
We don't have any videos. We didn't send any videos.
No
We just
video?
sent the 3 songs. So we got the compliments, we got the hero, and then we got Benny, huh? So we got those 3.
I must have been tripping. I could have sworn I sent the videos through WeTransfer because the files are big. But ain't no sweat. We got music, so we good to go.
I mean, I can look at if it's on YouTube. I can look it up.
Yeah.
If you wanted the video,
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that's up to y'all.
Or whatever.
I want to do
But
all
so
that.
okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
let's
a
just
guest. Yeah, that's
let's
whatever
just
y'all
do,
say.
I want to get.
I'm a
let's
guest.
make it
I
easy
know
right
what
now.
y'all
We're just gonna just
I want to get everybody tapped in what Bookie doing right now, so they can see what's cracking. The music is definitely dope. It's definitely the Southwest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out
man,
to Illa. Southwest.
any artist that's out here representing.
Hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some.
We dropped this in January.
How you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some. Baby, how you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection, baby. God, thank you. Oh Lord, have mercy. You are so fine. Let me hold you down. You're so down. You can hold the ground. For you, I say it. First, let me introduce myself to give you compliments. You see your ex is my opposite. Your body is like, oh my God, it's so obvious. Let me in your world, invite me to bask in your ambience. If up, let's clarify that broad talk. Attraction is like lead us all the way back to your condo. I'm just playing. For real, you are simply a perfect Kodak. And I'm trying to put myself in position just so you know that. How you doing? Oh, I miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection. God made a gift. Oh, Lord, have mercy. You are so fine. Tell me all the shit down. You're so you are saying let me have a few seconds. You compliment. You one of the baddest ones in the earth. They should probably be too aligned in the conversation. Let me do shot. I got the confidence. I got the confidence. Seconds and verbs and these were talking back. So the ginger, you got that copycat. I beat it up, no killing, so you gon' need a little copycat. I'm so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection. God made a gift. Oh Lord have mercy, you are so fine. Let me hold you down. You're so down. You hold the ground. You are saying
I give you everything you need. Massage your back and rub your feet. I just wanna love you endlessly. I see something you don't see. Mine is so close, make a me. The way you talk and rub your feet, like how you get inside of me. Nothing back, nothing shit. I just wanna let you know I'm there. You don't have to wonder if I can. Baby, I promise I'm right here. And no nigga, I'm shit. Knock this down, sit right here. Better love me now if I disappear. I made it clear. I see myself all around.
Shout out to Miss Fiend.
Shout out to me.
Hero.
Hero.
Yeah, that's
Right,
something we dropped that in January. Like the top of the year.
Yeah.
Something different, something fresh, something radio like.
Yeah, that got a radio, definitely got a radio sound to it.
Yeah, y'all shot it to the beat locker.
Man, you said, all right, you said you made the beat too?
Yeah, I did the beat. I produced
Man,
the
did
track.
y'all know Bookie is making
Yeah,
did y'all know the legendary Bookie is making beats too,
yeah,
nigga?
for the 80s babies, that
That's
what
hot.
the 80s hits. I forgot the name of that group, but they once they hear it. Oh, I get it. I remember that track.
I can hear that.
Sticc, I got you. You ready for the video?
Yeah, we about to give y'all the video now.
how you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some. Baby, how you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection, baby. God made a gift. Oh Lord have mercy, you are so fine. Let me hold you down. You're so down. You hold to the ground. You are saying loud. First off, let me introduce myself to you. You're confident, so confident. You say with your ex-boyfriend is my opposite. Your body is like, oh my God, it's so obvious. Let me in your world, invite me to bask in your ambience. I'm what you looking for. Let's clarify that process. The attraction is my lead us all the way back to your condo. I'm just playing. For real, you are simply a perfect Kodak. And I'm planning to put myself in position just so you know that. Baby, how you doing? You are so hard. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection, baby. I made a gift. Oh Lord have mercy, you are so fine. Let me hold you down. You're so down. You hold to the ground. You are saying loud. I said, hold on, let me have a few seconds to give you confidence. I'm confident you one of the baddest talking in kindly. Where you from? They should probably build you a line. You in conversation, electric, you shot. I got the conduit. Baby, you and Sticc advertising. I brought the conduit. Each up and get seconds and thirds and leave with a doggy bag. They just do the same shit again. girl, you got that copycat. I beat it up, no killing, so you gon' need a little baby. How you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection, baby. I'm ready to get you. Oh, Lord have mercy, you are so fine. Let me hold you down. Please hold you down. You can hold the ground. For you, I say
My king, I give you everything you need. Massage your back and rub your feet. I just wanna look at you to see. I see something you don't see. Mine is so respect for me. The way you talk and go real deep, like how you get inside of me. Love we got, love we share. I just wanna let you know I'm there. You don't throw up there if I can. Baby, I promise I'm right here. And there's no way for the body share. I just damn sick by you. The love will never disappear. I made it clear. I see myself with you. Your energy's a vibe, feeling everything you do. The skin is something, baby, it can be cool. I set you up to win, but so you should make a move.
baby, how you doing? You are so hard to miss. I just had to hit you with some compliments. Your body is perfection, baby. God made a gift. Oh, Lord have mercy, you are so fine. Let me hold you down. Please hold you down. You can hold the ground. For you, I say it loud. My lady, my lady.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something about this record here.
Okay.
Man, I had a situation with Google Ads where every time I put something out, I got a budget for like marketing and promotions and ads and shit like that. So I wanted to put like a little chunk of change on Google Ads for this one, to get those YouTube views up. I was trying to get like 250,000 views, right? But something happened, man. Like when shit like this happened, I look at it as a sign from God. I'm so passionate. So when something happens to me that I feel is bad, I say, damn, God must be doing this to me for a reason, because he know where my heart at. So why would he do this to tear me down? So I try to turn a bad into a good in my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they suspended me. They suspended my Google Ads account. So, I was gonna have this on billboards off the freeway. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna do it up.
Go big with
break bread.
Oh,
and they suspended me. So I was just like, damn, why? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? It frustrated my whole year.
I guess you probably went through a company and then.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like most of the time, with Google Ads, you're dealing with YouTube or whatnot.
Yeah,
you touch the world. It's like, you gotta put that these days. You gotta put it on their mind, because there's so much going on at one time. People's attention span is all over the place. So you gotta keep shit in their face. You gotta keep it in their face, even if they love you and fuck with you, they'll forget about you because they're too distracted. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? They're programmed in a certain way.
Even if they love you,
yeah, they'll forget about you. With this in this music world, you gotta keep shit in their face. You gotta keep reminding them over it. So the reminder has a price tag on it.
Yes.
Notice how I snap my fingers. It's a price tag on every snap. You have to consistently create a budget to keep shit in people's face. So you have to constantly keep putting money on your shit if you care about it like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, budgets are budgets. So
yes,
I to the best of my abilities, I try to do that with every record, every project that I come out with.
Yes,
you gotta be willing to put money on your shit.
Yes, sir.
Before you put music out to you young heads out there, you got the talent. The talent ain't going nowhere. Do that. But put that to the side and make sure that you come up with some type of budget. I don't give a fuck if you got a DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. Come up with a budget first. Get that stacking first, and then go up in there and put your projects out. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna be putting out a lot of material, and you're not gonna be benefiting the way that you want to benefit off of it. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be a waste, but it's gonna be a frustrated situation.
That was a fat jewel you just gave the brothers, right?
Get your marketing and your promotional budget up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it makes it more fun when you can put money on your music and get it out to the people. And you paying for ads and you making sure shit is where it needs to be. It makes it more fun for you.
People don't think that this art has to have a budget to it. They just think that
they so cold.
Yeah, they're just
With
so
this
cold.
talent alone is gonna get them.
And
right
all
where
I
they
have
need
to do is get her. Soon as so hear me.
These
I'm
days,
to get put on.
yeah, you know, it's a daydream. I call it a daydream. It's a daydream. You know, you sit back. I used to do it when I was younger. You know, when I didn't know nothing about the game, because there was nobody around me to teach me what it was really about and wake me up out of my daydream. There was nobody there for that, so I was in the clouds, like, man, I'm about to, you know, and that's
blow up.
Look, that's innocent. That's fun. You know, that's fun. You can always do that, but you got to know when to wake the fuck up and get back to reality to make that dream come true.
Yeah.
You know, and in order to do that, you got to focus on the things that are most important to elevating your music, and that's budgets. If you got your own shit, you gotta have some type of budget. I don't give a fuck if it's $50 a week.
You gotta have something.
Yeah, if you care that much about your music, you gonna put that 50 on your music as opposed to going out with it or getting high with it. Whatever. You gonna put that 50 on your music.
Are you to your?
Yeah, like how dedicated are you to your music? Some artists, they just want to jump on stage. They just want to jump on stage and perform, and that's enough for them.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a preference. Yeah, you want to just jump on stage and rap, and you cool with that. You don't care about making no money. You know, you like to rap, bro.
You just want to be.
Some people are cool with that. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like straight up, some people are content with that. They cool because they love the art. They just expressing themselves. You're right, but for the ones that want to get that money, man, you gotta stop thinking like a rapper. You gotta start thinking like an artist. You gotta start thinking like a businessman who raps.
You said you gotta stop thinking like a rapper.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop because, like I said, it's just a pool of frustration. It's a pool of frustration. Artists are frustrated because they can't break that barrier.
This ain't just about being a lyricist.
Lyrics. Nowadays, it's like, gee, everybody can rap good.
There's a lot of people that can rap good. Females is killing shit.
My nigga, fuck a needle fuck a needle in a haystack. Nigga, a weed seed in a haystack. You understand?
Right.
That's how oversaturated the game is. So you the weed seed. You know, niggas who ain't moving the way that they supposed to and learning and stuff, you the weed seed in a haystack. It's smaller than a pen now. First, it was a needle in the hay. It's smaller than a needle. It did shrunk.
Fucking weed seed in the
right, because it's overly saturated.
It is completely oversaturated.
Yeah. So you being tight don't mean nothing. You being talented means nothing. It's like hitting the lottery. For you to get a deal or get a distribution because of how tight or how lyrically inclined you are. Yeah. That's like hitting the lottery, man. That's like playing Powerball.
A lot of people are tight now.
Yeah, it's like playing Powerball. So you have to get out of that mindset. You gotta kind of put yourself in a position to say, I understand what Book is talking about, or this other guy. And another thing, stop listening to people who ain't did nothing. A lot of times people get their information from the wrong source. You understand? From the wrong source.
Stop listening to people who ain't did nothing.
And no diss to the people who ain't did nothing, but just to school y'all on shit. Shut your mouth out. Shut your mouth up about things that you know nothing about. A lot of times people just go to yapping up at the mouth about something they think they know about, and then they transfer that information to somebody else. And then that other person thinks that information is valid because they respect the person that gave it to them. But sometimes the person that gave it to them don't know what the fuck they talking about. Damn. You know what I'm saying? It's realist, man, you know? And so make sure that you research the person that you get in the game from. When I was younger and I was signed, I had greats around me. People who could prove to me who they were.
Right.
Resumes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would just sit back as a young teenager and just be like, where the fuck I'm at? And this is the blessing. The reason why I saw it as a blessing was because God know how he made me. I've been a student my whole life. So to put me in a situation like that where I can learn from the greats, from the certifieds, you know what I'm saying? That was a blessing, man. You know, I looked at that as a blessing, and I look at it as a blessing to this day. because I've experienced a lot of things that a lot of cats would dream to experience.
Hell yeah.
You know, and that's why with my blessing, I do the best that I can to give youngsters and young artists information like this. You know what I'm saying? That nobody is giving them the reality of what the game is. Not the facade, not the fake delusional daydream reality, but the reality, the real. You know, it's good to give them the raw. Sometimes some people don't like giving artists the raw because they don't want to rain on their parade. They don't want to spoil the mood. Hey, I'm a party pooper. I'll get in your face and make you feel completely different about everything that you thought about because it's programming. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep daydreaming and being broke.
Say, nigga, wake the fuck up.
Be my guest. Wake up and I'm going to give you some game. But most of the time, artists who really get all the game that they need, it overwhelms them. So, and the game that they need, remember, the game that they need, it's not for them to wear all the hats. It's not for them to obtain all the game, to do everything on their own. It's for them to learn it and then assign people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Learn the game and then assign people. Like I know everything about management. So now that I know everything about management, I'm gonna go look for a manager.
Right.
That's some shit, right?
Yeah, that's some
as opposed to just saying that ain't my field. I don't know about management. I just need to find me a manager to help me with my career. Study about what managers do first. Know what it is to be a manager before you assign one. You know what I mean?
Right,
so you can know if they doing their fucking job or not. Oops. You know, cats be blinded. It's just like they just go, they walk blind in the game, and it's just like I see it so much and so much, like all the time. But you can only put the game out on the platform. You can't make them obtain it and process it.
Exercise it.
Yeah, you can't make them do that. That's the messed up part about it. You can put it out there all you want.
Right.
But they have to process it. They have to be the ones to process it. And like I said, a lot of times when they process it, they realize it's a lot of work involved. Most artists ain't ready for that kind of work. Most artists are not ready for that kind of work because it's too overwhelming. It takes them away from their daydream. It takes them away from their fun. Being in the studio, doing songs, smoking weed, hollering at females.
Most people don't want to be fully successful in this stuff. They're not. They dream.
No, exactly.
They dream to be, but they don't want to do what it takes to be successful.
What they doing
not willing to put in the work.
What they doing is they lying to themselves. They lying to themselves.
They just wanted to.
They telling themselves that that's what they want, but the closer they is to getting it, they get overwhelmed and they find out that they really don't want what they claim that they're going for. You know what I'm saying?
They want it.
They think they want it.
They just want the rewards from it.
They want the rewards from it.
But they don't want to do all the hard work to get towards it.
Because another thing, we're living in a very entitled time. You cats feel like that they don't have to put in as much work in this era because everything is being given to this society, you know, this generation. And it's not their fault, it's just the way that they're programmed. It's how shit is now.
Do you think a lot of their youth feel like stuff is supposed to be given to them?
Well, this generation? Yeah. Hell yeah. Like 100%. If this is an entitled generation, you know, they feel that they can take the easy way out or feel like, look, yeah, we see that, yeah, I hear you, Pops, you know, you had to work hard, but, you know, I ain't working that hard. Oh, Mom, I see, you know, you had to go through that, but that was your day. It's almost like they belittle history or they belittle, they surroundings or they circles history as if to say that doesn't pertain to them now. Like they can't use it. You know what I'm saying? So
I used to feel like that as a young nigga when that old nigga gave me game until it hit me in the head.
You know what's crazy?
And then I'd be sitting back like, damn.
But bro, this
OG told me.
Let me tell you something. This is crazy. I've never been like that. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to Allah for making me like this. I've never been like that.
Right.
Like no diss to nobody. I always sat back and soaked it up. I was always a student. So when somebody would tell me something, I would be eager to like listen. What? Is that how it is? Man.
Right.
Tell me more. That's how I was. I was a sponge. Right. You know what I'm saying? I always hung out with like older people. Most of the time I hung out with older people because my generation wasn't doing much. You know what I'm saying? There was trouble. Right. The young age. You know where we come from.
I already know.
It was trouble.
Yeah, that was
so my generation, you know, they never was into nothing. So I was like, let me see what the big homie doing.
Back in the days, you be riding around looking for trouble.
Yeah, it was fun. Then you get absorbed in the shit, and then you like, man, this shit is fun. And then something happened, and then boom, it's like, damn, it ain't fun.
Right, it's not fun no more.
Everything. That was the time. You know what I'm saying? But throughout it all, throughout that time, I went through my ups and downs, but I always knew what I wanted, what I didn't want. Yes, I didn't want what I was the products of our environment. I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want to end up waking up and being one of them niggas playing dominoes on Tuesday at 12:00 p.m. with nothing to do. No disrespect, but that's life. That's what happens when you fuck with your life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna end up in a fucked up situation.
Not having a plan.
So at a young age, I used to observe shit like that, like telling myself that I didn't want to be this or be that, and then it would scare me. And then I would go back to dungeon and say, all right, I got a plan. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to read books. I got to take notes. I got to make sure that doesn't happen to me. I wasn't the type of person to be like, that ain't gonna never happen to me. Let's go fuck around and do nothing with our life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was never me. I always was like wanting to advance.
Yes, sir.
My brother was the same way. Shout out to Jabal, man. You know, we was book readers. You know, we just like to put our heads in books because we knew what we wanted. Not everybody know what they want. That's why, like even with the youngsters growing up, when like my generation, all that, man, I don't blame them for what they did, bro. They was just living, trying to figure it out. It was just me. I was just in another lane at the time. That's all.
So you think about even people who go to college and shit.
All that, exactly.
They pick professions that they think that they're interested in.
Yep.
Come get all the education for the profession, and then come to find out
they don't even want to.
They don't even want to do this shit.
They don't even want to do it no more.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So yeah. I mean, you know, it's all perspective. Like my son, we were just talking about perspective before I got here. Shout out to my son, Daz. He 21.
That's all. Wow.
Yeah, I got a 21-year-old.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I
love that's part of your legacy.
I love it, man. You know, to be able to talk to my son, the young man.
Yes. Now you can come in and club with you.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy?
You know what I'm saying?
You know the beauty about having kids? In my situation personally, I grew up with no daddy. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't, but I grew up with no father figure, right? Coming up, just my step pops, I always say this, he was a pimp. He was one of the biggest pimps in Arizona, pimping red. That was my stepdad.
Wow.
So my influence was a bit of a contradiction, but I took it all in. Once again, I'm a student. My mother was a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So I don't judge, I don't criticize nothing because I don't got time for that, man. Life is life. We make decisions and do what we do because we do them, and that's that. You got to learn from people. You can't judge people. It's not your position to do that. So my contradiction, I never really questioned it. I just dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I got the game from my mama. She was a Muslim, so I obtained all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got game from my step pops on pimping the game in general. And it wasn't about pimping hoes, it was about pimping the game. Understanding that all this is pimping at home.
Yeah. No matter how you look at it.
No matter every aspect, you know, it's just pimping at home. So I learned that from Pops. You know, shout out to Red, you know what I mean? And we cool to this day. You know what I mean? He come to the house every now and then. You know, I don't know if you ran into Pops up.
I know Pops.
Did you ever see the Statue of Liberty solid gold ring that this nigga
I know Pops, man. Pops is certified out there.
Got the Statue of Liberty standing on his birdie finger.
Hey, look,
like this tall.
Man, all of y'all in different ways of life and stuff, but I did not know. Yeah. That was all the family until I happened to be on the movie set with Dean and at the same time.
Yeah. Shout out to Sis. You know what I mean? That's
now. Bookie is my brother.
Yeah, Pops is Beans. Beans. Yeah, right. Pops is Beans' father. Wow. That's Beans' father.
This is a small world.
You know what I'm saying? And we grew up. Bean was a youngster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know when she was coming up,
I had no idea you even had a sister.
Yeah, man. Bean, boy, I always say this in my interviews, man. I always talk about how impressive she was as a youngster, man. That's why when I see Bean like moving around now, I just be like, yeah, look at my sis, man. She killing it. Like she's killing it.
Yeah.
She's diva, like bossing up,
Yeah.
not waiting for nobody, got her own
Doing
business, and
thing,
she's
yeah.
doing it. You
She
know
got
what I'm
her
saying?
like the edibles.
I'm
and
so
stuff.
proud of that because, you know, I introduced it to the game, so you want to protect your family, you know, when you bring them into a game that's
Yes.
you know, and then but just to see her moving the way that she moved, man. Shout out to Beanie, man. Beanie's out there handling business, man. Grandma ENT, GME.
GME.
Being local.
Yeah, Bean go harder to pay.
Yes, Being local. That's like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce.
Yeah.
She got that alter ego.
Man, she knows she out here holding down the legacy of Bookie, man. You know, and she knows she understands how important it is for her to represent at a high level.
Hell yeah.
Because of, you know, because of you, and she represents you very hard.
I'm proud of her. You know, she holding her own, man. She established a name for herself.
She established her own name.
Yeah, man. Like I told you before, Ben used to come into my room when I was this is when I lived on the west side of 16th Avenue and Maricopa on the west side with my mom.
Yeah.
I used to be we was in the projects over there, and I used to be in my room working on music all the time. And little Bean would come walking in there, she was like 3, this tall.
Damn.
She would come in there like looking, but she'd be bobbing her head.
Yeah, you can remember when Bean was 3?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I was
that's how
I've been around
big of an age gap y'all got from
I've been
each
around
other.
sis her whole life.
Right.
Baby pictures.
Yeah.
Like this with Bean. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby sister. You know what I mean? So we started together. So as 3 years old, you know, she would come into the studio and be like on my room, be bobbing her head.
Yeah.
And then at the time she 3, you thinking she just a little baby. She don't know too much. She don't know no better. She just bobbing. She like the music. Boom. You ain't thinking that she's standing in there memorizing the whole song and writing at 3 years old in her head without writing it down. You're not thinking that as a 3-year-old.
No.
She's recording this shit at 3. She used to come in my
she know all these songs.
She would leave, and then the next day she would start rapping the verse that I wrote yesterday to me the next day.
Wow.
At 3.
Wow.
And that's why when she showed me that, I realized I had something special. I realized it was something special in her because the way she thinks.
Right.
You know, it was processing. Like she's 3. She's not writing that down.
Right.
She's memorizing this shit, man.
Processing.
Yeah, just a pure brain. You know what I mean? Just a clear, pure brain at 3. Man, I saw that, I noticed that. I said immediately. I said, what else can you do? And I got on like writing songs and hooks, and I started getting her in the studio, putting her in the booth. I was about to run out there and go save some children. I'm like, somebody get in town. I'm about to go kick a dog's ass. All his kids screaming. Shit. That shit was crazy. Motherfucker. Question. Go to stomping.
Somebody sit there and they asked, can you remember your first rap?
Vaguely, but I do know, like, I probably got like 8 bars. I was a little young East Sider, man. I forgot who I was listening to. I think it was like Kid Frost or something. It was something that used to come on called The Box. Remember The Box?
Yeah, The Box. Mm-hmm. The Box used to be lit.
Yeah, The Box. Right? And I think Kid Frost came on there, but he had that, I forgot the name of that song. I think it was This Is For The Life.
Yeah, Marco used to do that one down at the little fair, swap meet all the time.
Yeah. After that, I remember seeing that video, and I was like, man, that inspired me so much. Like Kid Frost. I think I was like 11, 12. And I think I was about 11, 12, something like that, maybe 10, but I was young. And I just remember with the same beat, it was a space in the beat where it wasn't no rapping going on. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I had recorded
my part
shit.
right
so
here.
I recorded the beat, and then I just kept running it back. And then I just started thinking about, because it was shootouts, it was gunshots, it was murders. It was a jungle where we came from. We saw a whole lot of shit going on at that time. You know what I mean? No front.
No, that's real shit. And
I told myself, let me tell my story. You know what I mean? So I came up with this. I think I know like 8 bars. I was like, damn, there goes another black No, I said, damn, there goes another black brother down dead. The reason why he dead, because he wasn't just a crackhead. He stole from his mama, which really was drama. That's why he's dead and gone and never coming back, comma. And I said, he used to roll around in his automobile, wondering when the hell he gonna get his next meal. He came by McDonald's, but he didn't have a cent, because when he looked in his pocket, he saw nothing but lint. That was like one of my first rounds.
Still hard. Still hard.
First rap killing these niggas raps.
I was like 10. I wrote that. I was so proud. I was so proud of that verse. I was so proud of that verse.
Hey, Bookie, first rap killing niggas. First rap, nigga. Killing the niggas whole career, nigga.
Oh, man. And then from there, I just wanted to write another one and another one and another one. It was like, I was a fiend. You know what I'm saying? I became a fiend off of the first hit. It was over for me.
God.
It was over for me, man. I remember when I bought my first drum machine.
That's when you knew that you had something right there.
I
when
did.
You get there, and you was like, I can do this.
One thing I did notice too, I noticed that, rappers needed beats. And I didn't have no studio, no access. I was a kid. I didn't have shit.
Right.
Had a little bit of money with hustles, the best way that I can. Ask mama for a little bit of money. But I started saving up for this drum machine I saw at the pawn shop. I went to the pawn shop with Pops one day. He was getting some of his jewelry out, a pawn and stuff. Most of the time, I think he was getting it out, but he had to go take care of some shit at the pawn shop.
Yeah.
And then I saw it. When I saw it, I said, damn, that's mine. I don't care what I got to do to get it. I'm getting it. And I just started plotting, man, like writing notes down, like on how I was going to get some money for this day and that day. And I scurried up enough money, man. I had my sister. I had my sister take me down there to go cop it, man. I copped it. I spent all the little money that I accumulated, copped it, took it home, plugged it up to my brother Ben, his auxiliary.
Okay.
Turned up remember the old school speakers?
Yeah.
Turned that shit up. I pulled them motherfuckers off because I used to like to watch the speakers.
I want to take the screens off.
That ugly shit off these speakers. You need to be rocking it like this anyway. So I would plug it in, man, and then I would just be banging drums. That's how I learned how to rock drums, because all I had was a drum machine.
Which one?
I don't even remember, bro. I'm not even gonna front. It was so long ago. I know for a fact it wasn't like an MPC or nothing like that.
Was it like this big, or
it was a big one? It was a big one. But
are you talking like them TR 626s, them old rollers?
The rollers and shit. Yeah, and you know what? No, to be honest with you, now that you say that, I think it was a roller. I don't remember the version of it, but I do think it was a roller. And all I had was just. They had a few kits in there, so I was just tapping and making drum patterns and shit.
Wow.
But I didn't have no melody. So, I was just like, damn, okay, now the drum. So I was just freestyling over drum patterns.
Right.
But that's how I got dope. That's how I was able to season my style to be on top of the beats like that.
Just dropping on straight.
I used to just rap on straight drum kits. No melody, just straight drum kit. That's how I used to write my flows. Yeah. That's why I'm so able to stay on beats like that, the way that I do, and just swag them and delay them, my flows, and I'll be fucking with you. I'll be like, I'll be showing off sometimes,
but
because I know how to rock. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things I like about you, and we're gonna talk about this. Is this shit matters?
Yeah,
you have your own voice. You know what I'm saying? You've been had your own sound from the beginning of your career. You know what I'm saying? You don't sound like nobody.
Hey, I'll give you a quick story. I was in a session at my house one day, and one of my homeboys, he brought his partner with him from out of town, and I was spitting some shit, and he heard it, and then when it stopped, I started talking and shit, and the nigga was in the session, and I was like, I looked at him because he was like in shock. I was like, what's up, nigga, you all right? He was like, yeah, nigga, I'm good. Nigga, you sound like Jesus. I was like, what the fuck is that? What Jesus sound like? What the fuck is that, nigga? But he said, nigga, you sound like Jesus. I said, man, all right. I don't know where I got this voice, man. Like, honestly, I've been sounding like this ever since I hit puberty.
Right, since when I first heard your first raps till now.
Yeah.
You sound this same.
I got, I don't know, this could be a reason, but my mom, she used to have issues with thyroids and shit, right? She had thyroid issues, and the right side of my throat, my esophagus is bigger on the right side than it is on the left side.
Okay.
So I don't know if the weight is leaning on something that's causing that vibration.
No,
I'm
not talking.
You know
about,
what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about the way your voice.
No, I'm just saying in general, like just giving some game on what that what that could be, because I really don't know.
No, but I mean because a lot of these artists try to sound like someone else.
No, I get
That's
you.
where I'm going with it.
I get you.
A lot of these artists figure like I'm gonna try to sound like somebody,
Right.
and then you have your own original voice that you've been
This shit
carrying
is
this
crazy,
voice
man.
for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about nigga
This
just
shit crazy.
being yourself.
I'm just smoking. Damn, you gotta be smoking that blunt. Boy, I must be coming.
Hey, man,
BluntzNBrewz Show.
Hey, what's this, bro? I ain't never fucked with this before.
All right, so what you're looking at right there is my new whiskey is called Solo.
Solo.
And the original version is down there, which is clear.
Is that right? You want me to try this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Try this.
Oh, he didn't even take the shot glass. He going straight there.
Ain't nobody been on it like this.
No,
This is the first bottle.
that's
Right?
first bottle.
First
First
bottle.
bottle.
That's first bottle.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
So
that's it. You know what? I shouldn't have done that because I was under the weather. So I should have got this.
Oh, it's gonna knock that shit out.
that's
You know what I'm saying?
gonna-
That's the
that's what
COVID
he said.
killer.
No, I mean as far as if you want to. Oh, so
That's the
you
COVID
said he
killer.
don't drink it anyway, but this shit's so strong, it's gonna kill him.
He said this is the code for killing.
Yeah, it's the killer, nigga. Even if you said it don't matter.
It's gonna knock anything.
It's that hooch, nigga. Shit that boy, it's gonna knock everything out. Boy.
Honest opinion.
This shit got a good taste to it though.
Absolutely.
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna take it easy on this stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I'm good though. Yeah, that's good. No. That's good. Like it's strong, but it's not irritating. It's almost like you can enjoy it. You can enjoy the strength of it.
Super burn.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you hit a shot, you're like, shit. You know, like, I didn't even want to do that.
Yeah, you can't do too, man.
There's other
Chest
shots.
burn.
Yeah, this will go down easy, but it's still strong.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a good mix.
We working.
No, that's good.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, I got a nickname for you. Mellow Strength.
Mellow strength. I like that. Okay. We're going to incorporate that
Because
somewhere.
it go down easy, but it's still
Absolutely.
strong. You know what I'm saying?
No hangover, no nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, we cut the hangover off.
Bro, I feel like, shit. I feel like whatever that was trying to attack me is dying right now.
That's
that COVID killer. I'm telling you.
Dang, that shit is strong. But I like that. I do, man.
Told you this brother's a genius, right?
Yeah. That's dope, man. Look, black man came up with his own drink. You understand? You know what I mean? And the shit is good though. Shit's good.
Oh, it's going in the store soon.
This shit's good.
Yeah, let's announce another music. Some more music. Let me get some more.
We got I know I sent you Season. Season is with my homeboy Hero. Shout out to Hero. Little song. We were supposed to be putting together a group project.
Okay.
So the group project is something that we still working on. It's funny with me and Hero because when we started, I'll give you the story of Man Hero after you play the song, so I don't even want to get into that.
Okay, watch.
But so Season, this one is Season with me and Hero.
Season, y'all. Bookie, Hero.
GME. And I'm fake.
Yeah, we get fucked up, y'all. Shit.
Same 24 with my nigga, we get the same shot.
It don't matter. You can play it.
What you ain't got. Same 24 with my nigga, we get the same shot. Same game, nigga.
We got Big Hunters on there too.
Okay, I sit back, sipping two seconds. With my nigga, you say I make you fit in the suitcase and stuff. Just digging your full face. You can't get on my level, cause bitch, I'm on level 2 tray. I'm tired of waiting on them all, so I'm gonna leave my shit today. Right like mama, you niggas sweet as black mama's Kool-Aid. Like I got on every track, I tried it in Kool-Aid. Folk say I make money, fuck you only in 2 ways. Fresh cut, heat to your face, big new pay. Most niggas wanna get it, this shit went over their toupee. If you ain't talking business, then kick push like you do pay. On the hit, Kobe, step on that, then I stand on. Haters do your job, but I bet you won't put your hands on. These niggas is sleeping. sipping and fairy sprinkling sand on them. Folks bet these bitches wake up when they hear this can open. Ain't no hand on it, even if I gotta serve. If I got it, then I got what I deserve. Same 24 my nigga, we get the same shot. Same game, they don't complain about what you ain't got. Maintain if I change, let it go and ain't out. Change up, just ain't going back to that same spot. Same 24 my nigga, we get the same shot. Same game, they don't complain about what you ain't got. Maintain if I change, let it go and ain't out. Change up, just ain't going back to that same spot.
You mad cause I flipped it and changed the game, huh? Act salty body whenever they say my name, huh? Still stuck in the same position and you ashamed, huh? Taking my advice and just hammering on your brain, huh? Look, don't be mad cause our bank accounts ain't the same, bro. Same opportunities, different decisions came up. I am out to get it, don't stop it until it's paid up. Paid by big house and bundles of money saved up. Hustle now in street, I know a lot of niggas ain't past that. Learn how to earn it, they flip you money like NASDAQ. Karate chopping through all my obstacles like I'm half jack. Sacrifice a lot, so I light it up when I flash back. Shout out to the guys and the realest niggas alive. From the north side, south side, west side to the east side. And we live, and everything I got, just know I earned. So when you see it, know I got what I deserve. Word.
Same 24 my nigga, we get the same shot. Same game, they don't complain about what you ain't got. Maintain if I change, let it go and ain't out. Change up, just ain't going back to that same spot. Same 24 my nigga, we get the same shot. Same game, they don't complain about what you ain't got. Maintain if I change, let it go and ain't out. Change up, just ain't going back to that same spot.
Shout out to Hero, man. You know, Hero, now, the story about me and Hero, I ain't gonna put all his business out there, but I've been knowing Hero since about 2010. He started off with me in the basement era.
Okay.
He was dealing with my people, Willpower and AO at the time.
Okay.
And then they brought him to the house.
Oh, Willpower.
Yeah.
I locked up with Willpower.
Yeah, that's people.
That's my nigga.
So, basically, fast forward the time.
One nigga out here named Willpower.
Right. Yeah, that's people, man. So basically, the fast forward the time, I had just got raided by some niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, just some hate shit. I came home, pitch black, door busted open.
Oh, man.
Water running.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, these niggas had literally flooded my apartment.
Flooded the whole shit.
They flooded.
Like you gotta flood shit.
Like a female, that was a female move, like something a female would do if you cheated on her with her.
Like you gotta flood
like some
my
vindictive shit. Like, you acting like a woman.
Why are you wasting time
flooding my crib?
Right.
Just get what you gotta get
pure
the
hater.
fuck
That's
out of
pure
here.
hater.
Flood my crib, nigga?
Yeah.
Who does that?
That's beyond the lick. That's just.
Hey, mind you, this was my baby's raised, right? So when I came home, I had the flashlight, lights off. These niggas stole my SRP box. Nigga, they ripped my box so I couldn't turn the lights on. I'm like, what type of sick, psychotic, crazy ass deranged shit is this? I ain't never had to go through no shit like this in my life, nigga.
Right, these niggas
who steals the
That's
SRP
like leaving
box?
and taking the doorknobs.
You don't like seeing me shine, nigga?
My God.
That's like
literally.
That's like her leaving and taking all your left shoes.
Yeah. Right, like what are you doing? It's like you fucked up in the head. So look, I'm looking in the kitchen, right? So some of it is fucking flooded. Then you see footprints all in my kitchen, muddy footprints in my kitchen and shit. Cabinets all flung all out. And I'm like, who's out to get me? Because this is some shit I gotta process.
Right. Who is
like
this?
You don't just motherfuckers don't just deal with shit like that on the regular, right?
This is somebody who really know me.
Bro, so I had blood in my eyes. I was ready to kill somebody.
Yeah, this somebody just trying to get at me.
Like, nigga, my baby sleep here. I will kill you.
Right.
And I meant it the way that I felt. I meant that. Like, somebody gonna die. And in my mind, I was that fucking man.
Playing games with me.
Yeah, you in my house, nigga, with my baby sleep, flooding my crib, stealing my shit. Somebody gonna die. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it fucked me up, man. It traumatized me. You know, I was weird. I was in another place for a while, bro. I had to go down to Tempe, get a whole new SRP box.
Right, you had to get everything back in order.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, exactly. The Chihuahuas, fuck, they was killing me. Just, like it was attacking something. Like, but anyway, yeah, bro, I had to get myself regrouped mentally. So make a long story short, man, I was going through some shit at the time, right? And so I said, fuck it, I gotta dive in my music because somebody gonna end up dead if I just stay in the atmosphere in my head. Because I wasn't right. I was angry. I wasn't talking to my people. I was talking to my people different. I was looking at people different. I didn't trust nobody.
Right.
Everybody was guilty.
Everybody looked like they didn't got me.
Everybody was guilty.
Everybody gets it.
Everybody did it.
Everybody did it.
Everybody did. Because I didn't know who the fuck.
Man, that's how I be like when the motherfuckers.
So everybody did.
Like, man, and it be fucked up for the ones that's really solid. Because it's like, damn, nigga, I don't really want to give you this energy, but nigga, at this point, nigga, I don't know who did it.
I don't know who did it.
So, like, everybody.
So, everybody getting this energy. And that's what I was, but it was a sickness of mine. Because, you know, everybody didn't do it.
Right.
But I was giving everybody the same energy.
The same energy, like, nigga, until I figure it out.
Yeah, so my whole attitude on the whole situation was, I gotta let this shit go. I gotta
move forward.
Man, you know, I was waiting for it. Like with me, I'm a very spiritual person. So, you know, in a situation like that, you gotta ask yourself, you know, what route you gonna take? You know how you gotta process this.
I understand.
You know
how much do you wanna?
And you really gotta dig back into your
how far do
your
you
growth
want this to go?
And how you know saying you were raised as well. Because that's that whole don't lighten up, tighten up.
All that.
Yeah.
All that. And I had to process all of that, my brother. I had to dig deep. Because I knew I was going somewhere where it was no return. Somebody was gonna die.
Right. Somebody
the damage was done. I was ready.
Yeah,
I was like plotting in my mind the whole nine.
Somebody gonna pay for
this
shit type shit.
Yeah, but Allah was there with me the whole time. Because I look at everything as a sign. When I move around and shit just happened, I don't be like, yeah, that just happened. That was a coincidence. I look at it like that's Allah. That's God. That wasn't no coincidence to happen. So I'm like, I got it right. So I'm getting beats. Got the beats up. Bag of tricks, cat. Shout out to Felix. Right up the freeway, off the 17 on Glendale. Handcraft Studio.
Okay.
And it just so happened that, you know, for some reason, me and Hero had linked back up like recently.
Happened to be there at the studio.
Yeah, then we just came up with the idea. You know what I mean?
Man, God is incredible.
Because at the time, he was going through something that was, I would say, probably
similar,
twice as bad as my situation.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it made your situation made you feel like, damn, man,
like we can relate.
Right.
So we was in a particular place at the same time. So we decided to go to the studio and do something about it.
Let's get this energy,
right?
Yeah.
Boy, hey, when I tell you, hey, the shit we was working on up in there, Hero was a beast. That's like my sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? Like Hero, he's so cold to me. Like he in my top 5 of all time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's Pac, Big, Nas, Snoop, then Hero. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I fuck with this nigga. Yeah. He's cold as fuck. He one of them niggas who got his own style.
Yeah. Do
him regardless. He just raw. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care what's going on in the industry. And nigga, this Hero. This is what I do. Watch. And I'm gonna fuck the 90% of you niggas up. Right. That was the hunger that he had. I love that hunger.
Yeah, so, I can hear his hunger.
Yeah, but the boy mean.
The song that y'all did, and y'all walking down the street.
The boy mean.
Yeah, that ain't chopping.
Yeah, he ain't nothing to play with. So we was in the studio, and in my mind, you know, I come from that. So I'm like, damn, this about to be something. I already knew what it was gonna be, right? I already knew what it was gonna be because when you put 2 choppers in one room, they feed off of each other.
Yes, sir.
Because it turns into a friendly competition. Right? That's how we keep energizing ourselves. It's like, nigga, if this nigga come with the verse of the year,
I gotta come
and I'm on this.
Yeah, I gotta come on this too. Yeah.
Come on. Give me 4 days. Don't bother me. I got a verse to write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It motivates you, bro. And that's what we was doing to each other. It was times where he was like, homie, nigga, when I heard your verse on that track, nigga, I was like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, what I gotta do to match this shit?
Right.
That's still sharper than steel.
Yeah, and then it was vice versa. Yeah. He would throw me some shit that he had did previously that I ain't had a verse on. He'd be like, "Boo, tell me what you think about this. I chopped on this," and I'm like, "Here we go." This nigga about to try to bring the animal back out. So we was doing that back and forth. So I said, that's why I say we sparring partners. We just got skills, and we was just going back and forth. And throughout all that shit we was going through, the passion in them damn songs, you can hear it. Like we got 2 today, but we got almost a whole album, me and him. Right. You know, and we was thinking about calling the project Operation Tsunami.
Operation Tsunami. Nigga, we about to wash niggas.
Straight up. So right. You feel me?
I got on real quick.
Immediately. So Operation Tsunami. Because that's what it felt like.
Right.
Because it was bigger than rap.
Right.
So the passion that we was both going through, right, to get it on racks like that, it's like nobody can fuck with this. Not because we rappers and we think we tight, because this passion attached to these bars, nigga.
Right. This is
you gonna have to we setting the bar. Like you gonna have to do some extra to top this shit. This is some real life shit that's about to hit you. And that's how me and him went into it with that same perspective. Like, bro, we about to fuck this shit up. And I appreciate Hero for that, because
that's dope.
You know, it's not easy to just find a sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? So when you find a sparring partner in the field that you in, you know, you utilize it. That's what we did, bro. Yeah. Drop Season, got over 100,000 views on YouTube.
Season. Shit, let's play that shit. Let's play the video.
And this, just to let the people know too, if they go check it out on YouTube, this is all fucked up on my part, because we was over 100,000, and one day I accidentally deleted the video off of my YouTube page.
Oh my God.
Hey, 2,000 comments. So I accidentally deleted it, and YouTube wouldn't give it back to me. I tried, but I just couldn't do it. So
fuck.
Hey, what can you do? But I put it back on there. So if y'all ain't seen it, go check out Season by me and my homeboy Hero, man.
We can play it right now.
Let's get into it.
Play this shit right now. Y'all finna get the full blown hit of this Bookie shit.
Run that.
Shit. GME. Grind Mode Entertainment.
I'm cool right now. It's like a combination, you know what I mean? It's still a bill. I'm cool.
Thanks. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I can use each other out.
We gonna do it up all the way. Everything we do, we gotta do it all. Let's do it. You gonna get over here and fight with him. Sir.
Now,
you ready for the fight?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You
got a fight coming up.
Trying to go.
I see. On your page. I said, let me know when that fight is, man. April 23rd.
I took a vacate, but fuck a hiatus, nigga, I'm on one. This a dream team, watch this bubble just like a cold one. Police snatch this up, don't say shit, act like you got no tongue. I don't know what it sounds, I can't tell you where they get dope from. Like your album dropping, we see that shit was just hope. Colder than an ice storm blizzard, bitch, this a cold front. Put this burner back in your jacket, shoot through your coat front. To take all of your shit that ain't bloody, just for some more blunts. Look, I'm out here, I working niggas, no price and no blunts. Over time, he got that wild open, it make you know. Run, nosebleed, OD equivalent to a whole time. Sign this crank, I whip that one hit, it's a home run. White beat, man, I was official, why should I show? Guns, these niggas is pussy, you go down, I'm taking your gun. Grind to a nigga living fat, pockets work turn. We bout to get greedy, we eat and leave nothing no one.
Take my money, flip it, invest it so I can have something. Broke now, never a worry long as the cash come. Why niggas keep testing my nerves, hitting my splash button. Keep on disregarding my patience, might have to blast something. How you get so good at subtracting? My nigga add something. Most of the people circled around me, they never added nothing. Blood suckers, this record go, this shit hotter than custard. Bitch nigga, you ain't know, that's a hated deduction. Capital S, capital W, light up my fingers. It's Arizona, if they checking the flow, it's sativa. I hustle like a maniac, while y'all taking a breather. When I die, I'll be a legend, like Pac and Aretha. These corny niggas irritating like gum on a sneaker. Ain't talking about nothing, they phony like Breckford the preacher. He told me it's about what I want, man, that girl is the keeper. See us rolling in my Cadillac, smoking that
We about to get free, so feed me rappers and see like Bookie gon' run this shit, you can see that he ain't with it. The beat me need a G and can't spray no graffiti, a VD in a syringe and a Ouija, cause he can't see me like Stevie. Hella, they try, but it's never bad. Look me and my folks on me, you gon' see my folks in the GD. But these niggas is weenies, they out here working at PD, so leave these and just get on their rounds just like a CD. It's game time, you don't wanna die, then get the fuck out. It's my turn to ball, all you other niggas just struck out. Walk into the booth, punch in, kill it, then punch out. Walk up in there, watch me toe tag him before the blunts out. Listen here, I'm tripping, let's make it stick like we shifting gears, sipping clear. Plus I stay higher than pilots, whipping lyric. Put the burner up to his veneers, make him give it here. Stand up, nigga, fuck sitting chairs, this shit getting weird.
Shout out to Hero, man. That shit flame, boy. I'm telling you, I love that record. I love that record, boy. Seasoned, boy. Seasoned. That nigga hard, man. How he started on that video, nigga, he looked like he was ready for the world, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the thing, a lot of people don't know, man. I'm working on a solo album. I got on some Dre and Snoop shit. Like I wanna produce this whole album, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we in the process of putting that together right now.
That's dope.
That's gonna be in the works. Shout out to Hero, man.
Man, salute.
Wordplay. Both of you motherfuckers was like seriously wordplay on that motherfucker.
It was fun, man. You know, when you having fun and you mad at the same time, that shit dangerous.
Right. That shit is dangerous.
That shit dangerous.
When you having fun and you mad,
that's dangerous.
Woo.
We was mad and having fun, bro. We was like, we about to fuck this shit up, man.
Right.
We didn't care, man. We just went in. That's why that shit came out like that. You know, a lot of people don't know I got that concept. Remember, once again, I'm a student. I got that concept with a video from Exhibit. What you see is what you get now. Remember that video? That song he came out with? Remember he started off in the living room and he was walking to the store and all that shit was happening, explosions. He ran in the flame. He was doing a show before he got to the liquor store. Got his shit, walked back. I got that concept from Exhibit. Shout out to Exhibit. Man, see, I'm a student, you know what I'm saying? So,
man, I'll be paying attention.
I like to pay homage though. Like some niggas would have never told you that story.
But
they
don't
keep it for their own.
Right. They would be
no,
like,
nigga, that's not mine. That was Exhibit's like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Exhibit. You know, he just made my shit that much doper.
Man, that's love.
You know, that's how I see it.
That Bookie dope as fuck, man. If y'all don't realize how dope Bookie is, man, you missing out, man. You really missing out.
Appreciate you, man.
Bookie is dope, not just as an artist, but Bookie's dope in real life.
Appreciate you, King.
Sure.
I'm a realist, man. You know, one thing that I notice with people in general is people don't know how to be themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lack of faith. When you know you a child of God, you move different. You move with no fear. So your vibe is real. You can people can feel it. It's energy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're a child of God and you embrace that, you know, people can see it. They can feel it. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Because God is real. God's love is real. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I do the best that I can to give off that energy every time I'm around people that I know, people that I don't know, because I'm here to change the world. You know what I'm saying? Not to add to the corruption.
Change.
Yeah, not to add to the corruption, but you know, we're here to change the world. Yes, sir. So if you're not doing that, then you're not doing your fucking job.
Not doing your fucking job.
You know, And that shout out to the youngsters out there and everything. All that, just because you're young don't mean you gotta be young and stupid. Generation to generation to generation. It's like the same shit, the cycle. So most of the time, youngsters, we go through shit, we live our life, we fuck up, we do this, we do that. But that shit old. It should be. Just because you're young don't mean that you should have, it should be a pass to just fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Not be responsible.
Just because you're young,
that's a bullshit excuse.
10-year route to fuck up.
Exactly. I got time. That's what they're saying. I got time.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't have time.
You got 2 days. You got 2 days, King.
Some people, you ain't even guaranteed 10 years.
Yeah, you got 2 days. Because that shit flies. It's faster than lightning. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I speak the way that I do. That's why I can be so real and I can just sit here and talk to you. I'm genuinely real. Like, there's no lying to me.
Like, there's no game.
Yeah, there's no filter.
Right.
I'm talking to my brothers. I'm with my family, so we're going to talk. We're family. We're kings, so we talk like kings. We socialize like kings. There's no facade here.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Bookie.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think people in general all over the world, straight up, need to start focusing on who the fuck they are.
Figure out who the fuck you with.
Because people spend too much time pleasing this man and that woman.
Or being somebody else.
Being somebody else. And you're suffering from an identity crisis. Because you really don't know who the fuck you are. And that's why, another reason why I talk the way that I talk. Because I am the big homie. So as the big homie, I feel like I got a responsibility to give it to them the way that they need to hear it. You get what I'm saying? People who respect me and revere me, I need to give it to them raw. Because that causes a chain reaction. That causes a movement.
Yes, sir.
When you can be a certain type of, I think she want that smoke.
I know she want to refill you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the mission that I'm on, bro. We can get into the album later, but I got an album coming up.
That's consciousness, bro. And when you start becoming conscious, you start realizing that the energy you put out there has to be the energy you want back and for the next generations.
Yeah. And you gotta want to believe in that, King.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. You gotta want to believe in that. A lot of cats, they'll say a lot of shit, but their actions is different. They'll say something behind closed doors to their closest family members and friends, but their actions is different. You harboring the game, man. You're not supposed to harbor game. We vessels. We're supposed to give the game. We're supposed to change shit.
Sure.
And that's the shit that I'm getting tired of.
Yeah, these
niggas claiming they big homies.
Niggas dying with the game.
Like, what type of big homie are you? Like, express who you are and what you experience and represent what you do. But you gotta have something else to that.
So they don't want to get back to the
because if that's all that you got, right? Because if that's all that you got, then what you doing is you birthing a whole other generation. So you don't do the same shit you did if that's all that you bring. You got to be an OG, tell your story, and then give them something that they can use to make a better generation. Nigga, that's common sense.
Right.
But
you don't want them to go the same route you went.
Old man once told me, since when has common sense been common?
Never.
Ooh-wee.
And it's a thin line. It's thinner than a piece of hair.
Straight up. Hey, that's why the shit is the way that it is, though. You feel me? And that's why I say I have to be this way all the time, because it's so bad. It's so bad in the streets now. Man, I don't want to get too political, but I was talking to my son again, and he dominant, man. He's strong like me. So we have debates. You know what I'm saying? He's a strong-minded man. Yeah, he's just like his dad. And we was talking about influence and talking about what's going on in the world. And it just dawned on me, like, I was just thankful. I'll put it to you like that. I was thankful to have my son in the car, to be able to sit back and have a conversation with him about what we're talking about now. Yes, and for him to be on it, passionate about believing in what I'm saying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just being an adolescent out there, like, all right, I hear you, Pop. I'll holler at you later, and then go do some shit or do some total dumb shit. Right, exactly. Impact. impact. Like how I raise my kids, that's how I see society. So I'm not gonna come out here and just act like some rapper, on stage grabbing the mic and without nothing extra. I'm coming with something extra. And that's what I mean when I say, you gotta come with something extra. You can't just come with what you got and that's it. You gotta have some substance to it to where it can feed them to where they can take it and utilize it.
Now for your son, that is also a level of respect.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Showing you that, okay, I can believe what Pops is saying because Pops has stood on the shit that he stood on.
And Pops is a real man. He's proven it to me every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have people like father figures to believe in. Like I said, when I was coming up, I didn't have no father figure. My father figure was a pimp. So I never really knew what it felt like to be loved by a man.
Right. I hear you.
Like, hug, I love you. Kiss me on my forehead, my cheek.
Right.
That's my dad. Let me show you. That's my dad. Right. I never felt that.
Never felt that before.
I kiss my kids a lot. I'm a kisser. Because you got to understand, kissing, the society that we live in here right now, and I say kissing, I don't mean on the mouth or no weird shit or nothing like that. What I mean by kissing is I'm very affectionate. My youngest 11-year-old, when I see him, I kiss him on the forehead, I give him a great big hug. I make him feel my passion, let him know that I protect him, and I love him, and because he got to feel the love. You can say you love your kids all day, but if they don't feel that shit, then they're not gonna believe in it. So I love my kids. I'm passionate about my kids. My youngster, my 15-year-old, come up to me, I grab him, hug him, kiss him on the cheek, give him a good old hug, let him know I'm proud of him. That means a lot. I'm teaching my boys how to love. I'm raising men. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm raising men. These weird niggas out here, too super buff and don't even know how to show their kids affection. Those is bums to me. Absolutely. Nigga, you're a bum. Nigga, you're a bum. Because you're putting this tough shit on your kid, but you ain't showing him no love. You fucking around and setting him up for death. Because he's too angry. It's too much testosterone going on, and you got to show them the love side. You got to show the kids that they love.
And equally with your daughters, take them on dates.
That kind of shit. Let them know.
My daughter on dates.
Yeah, man, it's important. It's important. It's important to be a father figure. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, and this is funny with me.
It's you take her on a date because you want to show her how a person's supposed to take her out on a date.
Yeah, generally.
That is one reason.
Yeah,
and just the so we can be familiar and be on that bond. And this is a date that she don't have to worry about the nigga asking her saying, well, I bought dinner, so what's next?
Right.
And that's important. So Same thing he's saying.
So this
is how you raise kings and queens.
Get out of their date.
Straight up.
This eliminates the low self-esteem issues. This takes out all that bullshit. You said it inputs the right shit.
Right.
I mean, we weren't. I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of us weren't raised correct. Or here's a great question that I ask people all the time. I say, okay, you're saying who taught you this? Who taught you that? Who taught you this? Who taught you that? Who taught you how to love?
Not much. Not many. Growing up with me, wasn't a lot of love going on. My mama, of course, all the love. But love was not a popular thing in my jungle. Exactly. When it came to just being, showing affection. It was none of that. It was nigga, no bitches allowed. And bitches, show emotion or weakness or tears. That's where we came from. I came from there like, no, there was none of that.
No,
there was none of that.
You don't cry, you don't show no emotion.
So we fix it.
And then look, this is the beauty of that though. It's a good side to that. That's soldier shit in the sense of preparing yourself for the world to be able to be a man and not take no shit from a motherfucker and be able to be aggressive and but there's a flip side to that. See, we got caught up into that, me personally, because I never felt the affection of my father. So I didn't know nothing about the affection inside, besides my mama. But as a man, to be able to show love to my kids, I didn't really know how to do that. But I knew it needed to be done because I didn't have it. So when I show the love and affection to my kid, I talk to my kids because I know that's what I know that's what I was lacking when I was growing up.
Right.
So I'm not gonna do them the same way, bro. It's just common sense. You gotta give them love because they're gonna grow up and love their family. They're gonna love hard. They're gonna love strong. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna know how to be men. They're gonna know how to be gentlemen. They're gonna know how to deal with society as a whole. You gotta raise your kids, man. You can't just watch them grow up. You gotta raise them.
You gotta raise them. Ooh,
come on.
Who get out here dropping jewels out here?
Hey, you can throw the seed out there, but you gotta water that motherfucker.
It's work too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work raising a human being.
You gotta raise them.
You know?
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah, man. But like, you know, just I love my kids, man. You know, they give me a bunch of inspiration. I got three boys. They give me inspiration. You know what I mean? Like heavy inspiration. And when I see them, they strong-minded.
Now, what do you tell your boys about the female generation that's coming up? Would you want your boys marrying what you see out there on social media?
You know what's funny? It's crazy. Like, this is how I know I'm doing my job because they come to me and let me know what they ain't funny. They, you know, what they see and the bouginess and just the atmosphere, how females is in general as far as what they looking for and then what's out there, the majority of it. There's some good women out there, but they can identify now what they want and what they don't want as far as they looking for qualities in you know what I'm saying?
I hear
they not looking for no hoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They looking for a lady, a good woman. You know what I'm saying? And see, we was raised up into some bullshit. Like I said, my pops was a pimp. So, back in the day, it was like, bitch, what you talking about? Bitch, excuse my French queen.
It ain't no fun. Bitch,
what you talking about?
We coming up with all guys.
Nigga, we riding. We grew up in that gangbang era. We did. So we was partially programmed to be a certain type of way.
Be rough.
That's not a king.
We don't love them all.
That's not a king.
Yeah.
See, we was niggas growing up. We was niggas growing up. Look, you have to transition.
Come on.
You got to transition from a nigga to a king. We was niggas back then, right? What's up, my nigga? And we don't say nigga like in an offensive way. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. We know what time it is. So I say niggas, it's not degrading. We was niggas, but we was going through a stage, and then after that, you got to transition to a king. A lot of niggas don't transition to kingdom.
Absolutely.
It's mental elevation.
There's 4-5 stages to that shit.
It is. It's mental elevation.
Absolutely.
So when me, I'm mentally elevated.
Yeah.
So mind you, I was on this kind of shit when I was a kid. So to grow up and as the years go by, I program myself to be and think and see a certain type of way. So that's why the homie, shout out to Illa Cat, he called me the golden child. You know what I'm saying? Because he said I'm special in a sense. Because he know how I move. He like, you genuine, bro. He always tell me that, bro. Always tell me, you genuine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are angel. You genuine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate when people recognize, my efforts. Because I am a vessel. So you got to look at it as that. So when people recognize it, it make you feel good inside. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to play with you. I'm not here to waste your time.
Right.
I'm here to help you.
That's what I'm here for.
You feel me? That's what we all supposed to be here for.
My goodness.
And leadership. Why you think they smoke our leaders? Why you think they smoke the leaders that can move mountains? Because you can go outside in a circle full of like 5, 6 niggas, whatever. Right, whatever.
Man.
Talk about some real shit, some political shit. They ain't gonna give a fuck.
You know what today is?
It's too small.
You know what today is right now?
What's up?
National Nip Day.
Of course.
And we talking about
of course
them that destruction, assassination of leaders.
Right. It ain't coincidence. This was supposed to happen right here, right now. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Small circle. The masses. That's what they afraid of. They're afraid of Million Man March shit. When all of us get together on the same concept, right? The same understanding, conscious concept. That's what they're afraid of the most. You know what I mean? That's what they're afraid of.
People be woke.
No, bro. That's why they are no. That's why they banned the Minister Louis Farrakhan from his social media and put him in the terrorist category. You know, put him right next to the Ku Klux Klan. Ain't that about a bitch? You gonna degrade the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan like that? But they did. It ain't no surprise to me. Where we at? We in the belly. We in Yakub's intestine.
Come on.
So, you know, that's
we
why
get deep on all this shit right here.
Man, this shit is real, you know. And one thing about me is I love doing interviews and just talking and expressing myself, you know. But when we get political, man, it all come out. It get way more real.
This get real.
Because it all comes out, you know. But to be honest with you, it's needed. So that's why I decided to start doing more interviews. Like recently, I just decided to start doing more interviews because I've been having my loved ones tell me, "Boo, you got it, man. Like, you know, you need to express yourself more. They need you. The city needs you. The world needs you.
They need to hear your voice.
Yeah, because you got a lot to say and you're so influential. You know, at least my people telling me this. And for me to take that in, like I don't take shit like that lightly. If I feel like I'm not doing my job, then it says to me that the people that respect me and love me are seeing me in a way that's not good. In other words, they see me doing more, and if I don't do something about it,
they see you in the light.
If I don't do something about it, then I'm sleeping on myself. Sleeping on the situation.
Have a light on you that you just
I ain't using
and you can shine brighter.
Yes, exactly.
Shine brighter.
Exactly. So my people like kind of convinced me to do more of this, just to talk to the world, man, talk to the people, and that's what I'm doing, man. So I appreciate you for having me on your show.
Thank you for coming.
You know what I'm saying? All love, and another thing. My bro Box, so me and him was just talking in a little break, bro. I'm gonna do an intro for him for his next fight. So we need the city to come out and support the homie. He got them hands, baby.
Hey, Bookie gonna come out, nigga. Officer have to knock
you gotta show out.
Poop.
Now we at least gotta get a name of the opponent.
The opponent motherfucking fool.
Maryville Chop.
Maryville Chop. Now, is this the one for April or is this the one for the other one we talking about?
This one for April.
Okay.
But Book said he wanted to do it for my next fight.
Yeah, I'm coming to this fight.
After one.
But the next fight, we gonna get that started. So in other words, every fight that he have, I'm chopping. I gotta do it. You know what I mean?
I gotta do it. One more fight. I'm gonna have to do a third fight after I do chop. I'm gonna definitely have to do a third fight because guess what? Boogie supposed to come out and do the intro, man.
He undefeated right now. So
they gonna make me go out there and knock somebody out in 30 seconds.
Hey, you gonna stay knocking them out because your spirit's strong. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit is strong, right?
Now, someone on Instagram just asked a question as far as your music goes.
Yeah.
How's the music sales, or are you seeing some residuals from there?
I'm gonna tell it to you like this. This is a straight up business, and with any business, you have to invest. And when you put money into something, and like with me putting money into my music, I always have some type of strategy, a game plan, money wise, ratios and shit. Like you gotta know about investments. Like you gotta know what you putting your money on. And if you investing into music, like with me, I put money into my music, so I know I gotta have some type of game plan on marketing and promotions to where I can get it to the masses, to where the streams can come back, and you know what I'm saying, the streams can turn into revenue. You know what I mean? So you have to focus on that aspect of the game. How do I get this to a large body of people to where it makes sense for me to invest $1,000, and then even if I just break even and get $1,000 back, then I'm running a legitimate business. It's like you're running your business, even if you ain't making no money up front, but you're making your money back. Do you know how difficult it is to do that? Right. It's difficult. You put $5,000 into your album. 95% of the industry, you know, are not making that money back because they lack resources. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe 90. I put another 5% on it, but 90% of the game, they're not making money because of just certain things that they're not doing or paying attention to. And it's almost like an epidemic. Artists spend more time focusing on their craft than the business, because the business is a lot more difficult to learn and all of that than just going into the studio working on a song. That's fun. That's a stimulation. That's something that makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Business, business fucks your brain up. It's technical. What's this? What's that? What's a 360 deal? What's publishing?
You become trusting in those that you put in those positions.
Yes.
It goes back to what you said earlier about learning the positions that they're in before they're in those.
Yes, definitely. Right. You got to do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand everything that's going on around you. Don't say to yourself, okay, I don't know nothing about publishing. You don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that slave shit. You understand what I'm saying? Understand, open your mind. If you don't know nothing about publishing, use your fucking brain.
Right, figure it out.
Go figure out what publishing is about. Take some time out to go into the room, isolate yourself, and study what it needs to be, what it means to be, what publishing means, or what it means to be a publicist, or what's the difference between a publicist and a manager. See, that creates revenue. Once the more you understand the business, the more you know where to put your money at.
Right.
And now you got a machine.
Now it's moving. Like it's two different things.
Yeah, if you got a car with no transmission, you know what I'm saying? In order for that car to move, you know you got to put a transmission in there. So that transmission, that example is relevant to what I was just saying. That if the transmission is you studying to figure out what publishing is before you get a publicist or you start dealing with publishing and all, or whatever the case may be, then you got that under your belt. Like, I know everything there is to know. So even if I gotta run that myself, that's something that is not going to get in my way. I understand that. So now I can start setting up my game plan because I know about publishing now. So it makes me feel more confident. Now it's time to finish building my game plan to work, because I'm that much closer to creating revenue. Because I understand the business more. I understand what I'm entitled to. What are you entitled to? What's your percentage? You know what I'm saying?
What am I entitled to?
What are you entitled to? What is your percentage? If most of these artists is owning their own shit, but most of them, they don't understand the business. You know, recently, I had one of my friends. We paid for a class, $1,000 streaming class, for one of my friends to take, because streaming is a business separate from like labels. Mm-hmm. It's its own business. You could have millions of streams without doing no shows, without doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a business. If you learn the business of streaming, you can profit and capitalize off of streaming alone. Right. Not saying, of course, that artists are not going to want to perform and do all that. But what I'm saying is, it makes it even better when you've mastered the art of streaming. Like, you understand what it is, how it works, how you get to the masses of people. That's the shit that you need to be going and studying when you isolating yourself. What is streaming? What is streaming? Question mark. Like, literally. Mm-hmm. That's what artists need to be asking themselves. Because you know why that should be the biggest question? Is because that's where the majority of the money is.
No. And that whole thing he's saying right there, streaming is the same thing as putting your flyers out, having a street team. It's the same thing, the same concept as far as getting your music out there. You just have to focus that energy in the right locations. New shit that's popping is the NFTs. Have you heard about them? Are you on them?
My boy Illa Cat was helping me to the NFT. I'm a little illiterate to it, but that is something I'm about to dive into. See, like I said, I come from a whole nother era. I had to learn this entirely new era and try to make it just as effective as it was with the business that I once knew and once was, moving a certain type of way back in the past. I had to say, damn, it don't move like that no more. So now I got to learn a whole new way of how the shit is running. But that's what you do. You study, you process things, you try shit out, all of that, man. Like I said, it's just very important knowing most of the stuff that's going on around you, because that gets you closer to the money. The less you know, the further away from the bag you are. the less you know. So, like, once again, before you start assigning and appointing people to their positions, man, figure out what their position means.
The less you know, the further away you are
to the bag, from the bag. The less you know. The less you know.
You gotta get smarter, y'all.
It's a lot of work. That's the thing. It's just a lot of work.
Put in the work, then, man. Go ahead and go get you a job somewhere, man. Go get you
straight up. I would recommend that if you're not even, if you're not thinking about it, you're not ready to put in that type of work, then maybe this is not the right profession for you. Unless, like we said earlier, y'all just want to just grab a microphone and just karaoke some shit or just do it for fun. That's cool too.
You do it for fun.
Yeah, but me no do it for fun.
Right.
Me no do it for fun.
Right.
It's fun, but me no do it for fun. I gotta get $1 million or two. So to answer your question, yes, I do get money off of my music. Am I getting rich off of it? No. I wouldn't sit there and lie to you. And like I said, it's a business. So, as long as I'm breaking even and making sure that whatever, money I get back from my project, I'm making money so I can put it right back into it, I'm good. Because you have to go through that process a few times before you even start making money. That's what most businesses. With a business, you gotta go through a year or two before you start making money off of your business. You have to survive. You start a business, you gotta survive your business first. You gotta survive it first. You gotta prove to yourself that you can keep it open, keep the doors and lights on. You gotta do that first. And once you do that, then comes the next
some real
step.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of
then
people
comes
don't
the
know.
They
think just because you start a business that right?
Because they realize all these other things that pop up that they didn't anticipate. They didn't study. They didn't do what they were supposed to do before they opened.
This other shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is, bro. You know what I mean? So to prevent yourself from going through all of that shit, just do your due diligence, man. Just like I said, I see a lot of suffering artists, and it gets overwhelming. But I know, I can't teach the world like that, but I can influence. I can put something out there that you can grab onto to make it a little bit easier for you. Because you gotta look at it as being easier.
What do you think about the Arizona hip hop scene right now? Have you tapped into the Arizona hip hop scene? I am, man. The Arizona hip hop scene is going crazy. It's going fucking stupid. Man.
It's going crazy, and I'm proud in that aspect.
Yeah,
I'm proud that our city is stepping up and showing their talents in a professional kind of way. I'm always proud of that.
Bookie's proud of y'all.
I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just take some of my advice, because I don't want artists who are very talented who trying to get in the game to be discouraged and, because of the typical things that have been plaguing artists for generation to generation. It's like, you don't have to go through the same situation as the others did. If you just do what you got to do, you can't be successful. And the higher ups know this. They know. They know that education is the key to their success. Every artist that on their platform, they know. But what they do is they overwhelm you with large amounts of information that they know the typical will not take the time out to go through. Right. They get frustrated. Man, fuck all this shit, man. Let's go back to the lab. We'll figure this shit out later. And then boom, that's it. They never get back to it. Because they done already told themselves, this shit too frustrating. I don't want to deal with this shit. They've already talked themselves out of it. Yeah. Instead of just fighting through it and say, you know what? I'm frustrated, but I need to know this shit. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow. Like, that's what I do. If I run into a situation and I'm frustrated, I'll be like, damn. Then I go take a walk. I go walk my dog, and then the whole time I'm walking, I'm getting some fresh air. I'm thinking, I'm troubleshooting. I'm troubleshooting the whole walk. Because as soon as I get back to the house, I know I'm going at it again. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody got that kind of drive. Right. Pimp and Pops told me, nigga, you dripping. Not everybody got that drive. Hey, I got a line. He said, my Pop said I was driven, and he ain't seen nobody hustle harder. Anytime I deal with my mistakes, then I just hustle smarter. Backbone. No, I said, know that my presence ain't nothing to slack on. For those of them that thought that I fell off, tell them I'm back on. So I put that in like the first line. Like, Pops, you know what I'm saying? Because he always saw the drive in me. He always saw that I was like, it was kind of freakish. You know, when you got a certain level of drive, and then a person see you in action, they see what you gotta go, what you go through to accomplish something. That's special. You know what I'm saying? Like that's special. That means that you're gonna accomplish some things because you're willing to fight for it. And I want more people to have that kind of drive. I want the youth to have that kind of drive. So put it in reverse. It's all right to work hard. Don't say in your mind that you don't want to work hard because you're limiting yourself. You're taking from yourself. The more experience, the better. See, they're trying to put it in reverse. It's like the less experience, we don't need this because this like this now. No, excuse me. No, you still got to put in the same amount of work. It just seems like that. It's an illusion.
You have to put in work.
You got to put in the work. All that shit that y'all on is an illusion.
See, a lot of these young niggas think that they can put a cheat code in the game.
That's what I'm saying. That's the illusion.
Work
in their mind, they like, shit, watch this. You know, I got
to be on the top tomorrow.
Hey, watch this. I'm going to drop this video. They going to go crazy. Watch how many views I get.
I'm going up there. Watch.
Look, I never hear artists. I never hear artists say, you know what? I'm going to drop this video right now. And then we're going to keep our eye on the analytics and figure out what areas to market and target. I don't never hear that kind of shit. I never hear that kind of shit. And that's the thing. Like, damn, everybody is caught up into the same program.
Right.
To just think that what they're doing is they're looking at it on the surface. They're looking at the game on the surface. That's why so many are losing. Because they keep looking at it on the surface and they're allowing themselves to be disillusioned.
Oh my God.
They think that shit's happening, but it's really
doctor right now. This doctor.
Have y'all ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
Remember how Neo, when Morpheus was showing Neo the Matrix, and then once he showed him the Matrix, then they went underground or they dropped, and then they basically Morpheus showed them what the world really looked like. Right. You get what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people ain't seeing. They're not seeing the other side. They're not seeing the reality of what's really real, what's really going on. They're looking at what's in front of them, and they're being suckered into the illusion. You know what I mean? Because the reality is what I'm telling you. I sound like I'm a teacher or something in some college with a class trying to teach students. It becomes work. The things that I'm talking about, it becomes work. So they don't want to deal with all of that. They'd rather just push that off to somebody else to say, take care of that for me. And like I said, it's a preference. It's like however you want to approach the game. But I know the majority of artists that are out there right now, they're not just doing this shit for fun, man. They all got families. They got, things to take care of. They got to take care of themselves. So they trying to eat. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Being stuck in the matrix.
Right.
You know, pull the cover off. Like, damn, it's a lot of work, but we're going to clean this shit up.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, because this is the reality. So we're going to stay here for a while. We're not fucking with the matrix because that shit's not real.
Right, that shit's not real.
Fuckers is in a fantasy land, boys. I'm telling you, bro, being wise is it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, because you got to go through it to learn the wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gift and a curse. Sometimes you see your own people like stuck in it. And you try to, wake them up. But it's like, it's levels to it. But I think the reason why society is so messed up is because they don't go at it enough. It's inconsistency. You put something good in your youngster's ear about life, about something. You have a good conversation with them and they all into it. On Monday, and then Tuesday you don't talk to them at all. Because you got busy or something. Boom. Okay. It's gonna go in one and out the other. You're not giving enough time to process. The attention span is so crazy these days, so they thinking about a million things at one time. So you're not giving them enough time to process. You get what I'm saying? I'm the type of person where I'll say something to you and I'll be like, look, it's a chapter I want you to read. So read it, tell me what you think about that chapter, and we'll talk about it later. So when I tell you that, I've already put it in my mind that I'm gonna make notes to come back and talk to you more about it.
Right. Get it more depth.
It has to process. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
a lot of people don't do that enough, I don't think. They don't process, they don't allow themselves to process things because, like I said, they're all over the place. It's just it's conditioning of the mind and how you find ways to be mentally responsible. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Look, I look.
Now this just lead right into where you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Earlier. You talk about. You said you want to just mention the thing about Will Smith.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Hold on, real quick, bro.
That's right in this area.
So
right here.
Hold on to that, and I'm gonna give you one point that I was gonna say.
Okay.
Because I haven't heard this story. I haven't heard this. So this is something that I looked up in college, right?
Okay.
And this was years back. They did a study on the brain. It was called Operation Scatterbrain.
Okay.
Operation Scatterbrain. So with Operation Scatterbrain, it's the machine that they built, social media, like internet,
Okay.
the machine that
these motherfuckers, the brains,
the phones that we have. Remember when we had limited data, where if you ran out, then you just had to wait until it rolled back over, like the other cycle come in. They wouldn't give you any. You had to pay for it or whatnot, but they wouldn't just keep giving you data.
Right.
It was because they had a certain amount of data that the brain could process, and then afterwards, if you want to add more data, then you could, right? So they was taking it a little more easy on the brain, giving the brain enough time to vacuum and cleanse itself out, somewhat.
That was with the data plan.
That was right. So the data plan. So I don't know. This is what I'm thinking. Some old cat in the round table. Just imagine the cat in the round table.
Right.
Why are we limiting these people from data? Why don't we give them all the data that they want?
Right.
That's what they're asking for, right?
They want it.
They want it, right? So those commercials disappeared. Now it's unlimited data. You can get as much data as you want.
Everybody.
Problem with that is the brain overloads. See,
too much information.
It's too much without no limitations, which means that if you got a person who has a phone, he is a fiend. He is a crack fiend. He don't even know why he's the way that he is because he's suffering from data overload. See, this is society in general. Right now, it's Operation Scatterbrain.
That is so deep.
We're all over the fucking place. We are not supposed to be consuming the amounts of data that we consume every day. I know I'm getting deep, but I just feel like I gotta put this out.
No, that's dope.
We are not supposed to be consuming the amounts of data that we put in our brains, and we are strung out. Everybody's addicted to their phones. Everybody.
That's fact.
Everybody.
I'm a victim of being
everybody
stuck on this.
That's my life because I take care of so much business, but I'm browsing. I'm always on it.
Man, I'll be recording, still on the phone.
Hey.
Be driving, still.
And then you pick your phone up after you took a break, and then you look around and you come back and the phone is in your hand. I'm like, how did I get back on Instagram? And then you realize you're sick, nigga. You're sick, man. Somebody hide this motherfucker from me, man. I can't get away from it, right? But that is it. But so if you ever, y'all ever want to go research, look it up. It's Operation Scatterbrain, and what it is nobody, of course, they're not gonna talk about it because they don't want you to know that they overdriving your brain. It fucks up business. It fucks up money. It's bad for business to tell the truth. Wow. So anytime y'all ever want to go and look that up, look it up, man. Like straight up. I don't know. Hey, you know what's funny? I think it's a combination of my illness with the new hooch and the vibe with the weed and the Mickey. I said, man, let's go ahead and drop a classic record, man. Yeah. Why not?
Hey,
put it in the history book.
Hey man, it's going up, man. The Bookie is out here dropping fucking jewels out here.
Okay, look, back to the Matrix. Will and Chris Rock.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about that no more. Biggest thing I can say about that is it's being over exaggerated as far as what it was and how they hanging on it.
Okay. You think it's being too broadcast out there in the media, like it's being made a big deal out of.
Yeah, the reason why it's being made a big deal is because it's unheard of.
Where was that?
Yeah, and where was that, and the fact that it was unheard of, like it's discipline. Nobody behaves like this at
nobody
the Oscars.
behaves like this.
And then all of a sudden,
Oscars.
What is you talking about?
Here come these niggas.
But I honestly do feel that Will Smith has kind of messed himself up. I feel sorry for my brother because I really do think that he messed himself up because the more you analyze it, the more the world analyze it, the more Will Smith looked like the bad guy. Like he assaulted Chris Rock and boom, that's what it is, and he should be punished. That's why they trying to lean it to.
The thing is that Will Smith, for as many years as he's been doing, from Parents Don't Understand, Nightmare on My Street, way back, he's like silly as ass. Like, look at this silly, like little clown, little black boy. It was all awesome as sauce. You know what I'm saying? But what he did right now, because some people have always said that Will Smith is so whitewashed.
Right.
So Uncle Samish. That's why he got so far as he did in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did right there, the Academy will show that he has like black in him. But he's not that whitewash.
Right. He was just holding.
And when he did that,
he was tired.
Okay, but it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's what you do.
Will been a nigga. Right.
But he's been doing whitewash stuff since he's been out there.
But the thing is, you gotta be smart.
And he wasn't smart. What you did at the Academy was dumb as hell.
He didn't let his logic lead him. He let his emotions lead him.
No, he let his woman lead him.
Yeah, that too.
Not his emotions. Because he was laughing at the joke until his woman said, I'm not happy. And then he went and did what he did.
And this is the thing though.
But peep this though.
This is the thing. But that comes from emotions. Because he said in his his little speech that love can make you do this and do that. So nigga, you riding off of emotions. So you fucking up your whole legacy.
Fuck your speech.
Because of something that shit.
Because what you did was not go find August. So didn't do that.
Yeah, so that was messed up. I just felt bad for him because I'm like, bro. I mean, I'm not. One thing that I try.
That he's pussy whipped.
Like I said, one thing that I do in my mind, I say to myself, you know what? Anybody could judge a person.
Right.
Anybody. We could judge Chris Rock. We could judge Will Smith based off of what they showed us. Right. Me, sometimes I try to go deep. When it comes to Will Smith, I noticed something emotional about that dude where he was looking like he was having a breakdown or something. Like it was bigger than that night. So when he did what he did, I just said to myself, damn, Willie need a break. Willie need to go take a vacation or go to another planet or something because Willie is losing his
Let's
mind.
not forget that before
Willie's
this,
flipping
the
out.
Academy, that he was filming a whole documentary on his whole life story, where he sat there and had a whole documentary about the stuff that he went through between his father and his mother, watching his father abuse his mother. This was a whole story that he's done. I think it was on Netflix, I think.
Might be all coming out.
All that. So he sat there crying. He sat there and cried about it.
Yeah.
Cried about all that he went through.
Yeah.
So I feel now that he's having another woman come through and do this to him again.
It
was the wrong place. I understand what he did, but was it the wrong time and place?
Place.
You know, and that's why I say.
But he
emotions will put you in a position where you don't give a fuck where it is, and that's why I say he moved on emotions.
Extremely adolescent.
Yeah, man, he was just
he knew where he was at. He didn't care because it was Chris Rock. Now let it be one of them white boys.
But he's already done that though. People are doing
not on that stage, not at no Oscars.
No, not at that stage.
Not no Oscars on that stage. He ain't slapped no white boy.
He has already slapped white boys.
He ain't slapped no white boy on that stage at no Oscars.
No, he laid it out wherever it was played out.
Hey, he would have been arrested because
Johnny
would have pressed charges.
He slapped a fan. It's different than slapping a fan.
Johnny would have pressed charges.
Slapping Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Will would have been locked up that night.
The fans would have pressed charges.
Slapping Johnny would have pressed. Johnny, look,
he slapped the fan outside on the red carpet.
Hey, Jim Carrey said,
let him go out there on the stage and slap Bruce.
Jim Carrey said $200 million.
Yeah, Jim Carrey said, I'm so if I was Will Smith.
Because if people don't know that Will Smith and Jada's only worth $350 million. Jim Carrey said, I'm suing for $200 million. He basically wants most of his money.
He would have got a nice chunk.
Jim Carrey wasn't even playing.
But that's infinite now.
But this the thing though. But
see, look,
I look at it.
Nigga, I would have broke the.
Look, I look at it like this too. Like from the perspective of Chris Rock.
Learn today.
From the perspective of Chris Rock handled that shit.
Oh my
God. Like a professional.
The typical gonna be like, oh, he went out like a bitch, so he.
No,
I would have shocked back.
If you look at Chris Brown, if you look at Chris Rock, he cocked his hand back.
Yeah. Because
he restrained himself. He's a
no, but look, Chris Rock.
Will Smith walked off. He went like this.
Yeah.
He's a
look, Chris Rock. Chris Rock. He's smart. He understands. Look, I'm hosting the Oscars.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you bring me
Not
down to
this
your level because I see how
absolutely
emotional
not.
you is. So
No.
I'm gonna laugh this shit off, right? So he didn't run to him because he said, in my mind, I'm not gonna fuck up my legacy
I'm
just
not
because you
gonna
want
allow
to
you
fuck up
to
yours.
fuck up my bag.
Okay. Now there's a couple other things right here.
It's two perspectives, two sides.
One is, for some reason, when I seen this shit, I heard a dude off of the 5 Heartbeats when he said, every night I gotta prove my love.
Yes, that weak shit, that was weak.
That was super weak.
That was
Now,
weak.
and the next thing is, have y'all seen the whole conspiracy theory about Pfizer having a new alopecia drug and sponsoring the Oscars?
Oh yeah, briefly,
Nice.
but
And
Yeah.
Chris Rock's whole tour right now being labeled as
Pfizer's the
Ego
medicine
death.
people.
The booster, the shots we've been doing, the COVID shots we've been doing is Pfizer.
I'm not fucking with no motherfucker.
So now we have
Makes sense.
Chris Rock's
Makes
tour
sense.
being called Ego Death, which is death of your ego, death of a character, this, that, and other, an embarrassing moment, which is something real.
Right. Public
Yeah.
humiliations.
Yeah.
They're known to do that in the
yeah,
quote
And
unquote secret society.
correct.
that's
So
crazy.
it was somewhat like an initiation as well, because you had Pfizer sponsoring the fucking Oscars, and the whole issue here was about alopecia.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
But-
crazy, bro.
On the other side, one of the things they're saying is that this is the first Oscars, the first Academy they had that a black person did.
Y'all can come up in there till I get
This
done.
was the
We just gonna
first
be on
one
topic.
that black people has actually directed and produced everything, and it's a whole embarrassment. The Academy Awards has never ever been produced or directed by any black people. This is the first year of 2022 that black man, I forget what his name is, I'm so sorry, sir, that I forget your name, is the first time him and his team, black people, have produced and directed the Academy Oscar Awards. And this is what happens
Yeah,
to make it look like,
And it was
God damn, you
so
can't take
many-
black folks
There
nowhere.
were so many different things, so
Right.
many different people that won and that got the whole night got overlooked.
Samuel Jackson, Lifetime Achievement Award. Like, nobody got to see
So
that
many
shit.
things got overlooked.
Not at all, yeah.
All over.
but see, that's why I say Will is gonna be looked at as a bad guy because there's
Yes.
a lot of important people that got overlooked, and people wait
Yeah.
for a long time for the Oscars. That's
They
like they
said
voted
Will
in.
right
That's
in the
their
front
shit.
seat.
So that's why he gonna be the
Normally, when you up there in that front seat, somebody might roast you.
bro. Roasting is bro. I was talking to my son the other day about how bad it was in the '90s, but we
Man, we built for
dealt
roast.
with that shit.
Yeah, this ain't nothing.
fake me.
And Will Smith come from that era.
Yeah.
He come from parents don't don't understand.
So he
He
should
come
have
from the
known.
road.
So he should have known.
It's like, man, he did.
So he should have known.
This is the thing. Our thin is our skin get thick when we come in conditions when we're in air out. We go into job conditions. We're around white society,
Right.
but our thin get motherfucking thin as fuck when we see another brother like, oh, this brother's supposed to just, nigga, he understand the code that we supposed to, the so-and-so code. Like, this nigga disrespect me a certain type of way, fuck it, I'm gonna beat him up. You know what I'm saying? But you don't never look at it like, when you look at a white person, you have an issue with him, like, I'm gonna beat him up. I gotta talk to this nigga superior. You gotta handle it differently when you, and that's a mentality that I believe that's fucked up
Right.
with the brotherhood. You know
Well,
what I'm
it's
saying?
systematic. You know, it's systematic. Like every time I talk, I always put out information that people don't normally hear. You know, it goes way back to the slavery days. You
Right,
know,
right.
just so how we see each other.
We have a lack of patience
Yeah, man.
for
Yeah,
ourselves.
We do.
But we have all this super duper patience with all these outside motherfuckers, but we can't have the same amount of patience from our brother.
Right.
Like, something happened. I'm gonna kill this nigga.
Right.
Nigga, we got a motherfucker do up, and now something gotta happen immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the amount of patience that you should have, that you have from the other people, man, is the amount of patience that you should have for your brother, your kinfolk.
But it's only right. It's common sense. But for some reason, we hate each other still.
Right.
It's a hate for our own people. It's like we hate to see another brother making it because most of the time that person may be bitter about their situation and they look at it as, are you flashing on me? Like they take it personal.
Right.
They don't congratulate. Be like, that brother is winning. I'm happy for him.
Look at my nigga.
It ain't none of that. You know, the time when we come for that was no, that didn't exist. It was more so, we gonna rob him.
Oh yeah.
We gonna rob him. You gonna get robbed. You see them rims with that? Hey man, hey, fucking me ain't from my side. You know, but that was the mentality. It was just like, you know, we were taught to hate ourselves. That's all it is. Right. We're taught to hate ourselves. So as opposed to looking at yourself, like if you look at another brother, and if you don't see a reflection,
right,
you get what I'm saying? Then you hypnotized.
Right,
you should see another black brother like that should be your reflection.
Right.
You shouldn't feel hostility at all.
Right. You should
whether you know him or not.
Look them treat somebody like you would.
Yeah, you from my tribe. You know what I'm saying? You from my tribe. Yeah, I don't know you, but common sense would tell me if I start talking to you, then I get to know you. Right. Whoever you is or whoever she is, it's common sense.
Right.
You know, I think it's just a lack of mental laziness, or not a lack, but it's a level of mental laziness that sometimes our people go through when we're just stuck in our ways. Right. It's almost just like, nah, this is how I'm used to doing this shit. So, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna change I'm not gonna change my ways now. I've been doing this shit my whole life. So when sometimes when a person feel like they're doing something their whole life, they feel like they shouldn't have to change because they feel like ain't nothing wrong with them.
Right, this is me.
This is me.
Some people are stubborn.
Yeah, they stubborn. Even if it's something wrong with them, in their mind ain't nothing wrong with them. So why change? So you know, and that's why change is so difficult to happen. That's why it's so difficult for change to happen. Right. Because people ain't calling their own shit up. Like, if you're on that bullshit, then it is what it is. Just change the way that you are.
You have to call out your own shit
in
order to fix it.
Man,
if you want to change, if you want to create a change, you got to recognize the fault.
But another thing too, I think change is boring. Right. I think excitement, drama, violence is exciting. Get your blood boiling. The blood races through your veins when you're around a crew of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all the shit or whatnot, or y'all or somebody beefing with y'all gonna handle it. It's something that's an adrenaline rush for youngsters to feel like that they out there and they active and they bad.
Right.
Michael Jackson bad.
Right.
Nobody said nigga, I'm the coldest motherfucker on this turf.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It is an adrenaline rush.
It is an adrenaline rush. And that's what makes it so dangerous.
For some young niggas,
that's
all they got.
That's all they got.
They don't have shit.
They don't got shit.
They don't got no money.
Nothing.
They don't have nothing but just.
I'm not
somebody on this area.
I'm not sitting here. I'm not
somewhere on this green box.
Yeah, I would never sit here in front and act like that. I never got that adrenaline rush.
I know.
I did.
I felt it. I felt it before.
Yeah, I've had that adrenaline rush before.
And I've had nothing. I've been in situations where I didn't care if I came back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There was episodes where I had to reel myself back. Right. Because I saw myself in action. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
You just
you
indulging right now.
Right, you gotta wake the fuck up.
You know this ain't what you want. Right. You know, I had to go through a couple of those episodes with myself coming up. Mm-hmm. But I always find myself reeling myself back.
Don't get so lost into the moment.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Because certain things that my mother embedded in me, even certain things my step-pops embedded in me, you know, those always stuck with me.
Right.
So it was more so like I wasn't no follower. So if I see something that's fucked up, I would be more so like, nah. I see that they doing that, but nah.
Built on values.
I had limits. You know what I'm saying? That's why I knew I was a leader, because you couldn't tell me to do something. You can't tell me what to do. Right. I don't get influenced by that. You know, you a punk? You a punk if you do, nigga? What you? I don't care about that, bro. You can't convince me that I'm a punk. I know I ain't no punk.
I know who I am.
Yeah, I know who I am. You know, even though I'm still learning who I am, I know who I am. I know I ain't gonna do that with you, with you dumbass nigga. Yeah, straight. That's the type of person I was. I was a leader, but you just need more influence, man. Like I was telling, me and my son was talking earlier, and you know, just more influence. If you seen it more, you see more leaders. You know,
Right,
it was
right,
more in the system.
Right.
Then the generation would be shaped different. The fact that all of our leaders is gone and there's no real influences around and they just out here in this jungle on their own. That's why the streets is so wild. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to have a meeting with Minister Farrakhan out here and stuff, and Minister Farrakhan, they had invited me to come to the mosque or whatever and stuff, but I was allowed to bring some brothers up there, but they got scared of the brothers because
they got scared of them
because they said it's a security. It's type of security type of thing because they had no they had no idea the amount of people I could bring.
Right.
They told me I could bring everybody.
Right. So
then,
you brought everybody.
He told me they told me to bring Bloods and Crips.
Got it.
So I announced it.
Right.
And niggas started they wanted to tap in.
Right.
The brothers and sisters they was in.
What was this?
This was like 2018.
18?
Yeah, 2018. And they said it was like they created a security breach or something, and I told them they made a whole big ass speech about when we was there about Minister Farrakhan, people trying to build fame off of him after they meet him and this is all could be publicity, stun, this, that, and this. And for 3 hours they made this long ass speech.
Right.
So then when I finally got a chance to speak, and I finally stood up and I said, man, Minister Farrakhan has a house in South Phoenix. Everybody in Phoenix that's born and raised here knows that the brother has a house there.
Right.
It would be nice for him to step out of that house and say hi to some of the people in the neighborhood, the kids and the generation to see that
of course
strong black.
Of course.
Leader.
If the people are asking for it, then it should be mandatory.
But they say it's a security issue.
True that. But I mean honestly.
Now this is the exact words they said to me. They said, he's like Jesus to us.
Well yeah, and they serious.
They were serious.
They dead serious.
They were serious to the motherfucker.
They dead serious. And
that's serious as all.
So even I don't even like. So when you say that, I say to myself, the Minister Louis Farrakhan would have probably been down to do that because of how much faith he got in Allah and knowing that he would have been protected regardless. But his soldiers are so overprotected. They not even going. They gonna go over what he wants.
It's not gonna be allowed. Right.
No, you're staying
back. Not coming out there.
No, there's too much going on, and we don't want to take no chances.
That's exactly.
But see that those are the leaders that the elites are afraid of. Those are the leaders. Those are the leaders that the elites are afraid of.
Leaders like Farrakhan to step out.
Of course.
The kids need to see him.
Of course.
We need to see the fearless leaders.
Of course.
And then he builds more fearless leaders amongst them.
Of course.
Once they see him step outside, he could build more strong leaders.
Yeah.
But if we can't see you step outside, then it's like, okay, they'll never see what a strong leaders look like if he can't come outside.
Because the community needs to see that.
They gotta see you come out.
In order to believe in it.
They gotta see him
live in action.
They gotta see him.
That's how you grow belief in anything. You gotta see it. You gotta see it in action. You gotta see it move. You gotta see what it's all about.
Like, I can read the story about a person and I could do this and that, but while he's alive and we can't see him,
right?
It's like, what is y'all do? Y'all holding back the blessing from the people.
Yeah, you know, it got messed up when they banned it because there were ways how we had it set up where we even though we wasn't right in front of them,
stop them though.
Yeah, even though we wasn't right in front of them, we still would have been able to go.
They can't stop them even if they wanted to.
Right.
Because Minister Farrakhan has so many people that he could use anybody's account and get on that motherfucker go live if he wants.
Yeah.
No, they cannot stop Minister.
No, they can't. They can only stop him from. It's based off of what they own. In their platform, but they can't stop the movement. That's impossible.
He has so many people with him.
Yeah, that's impossible.
I can jump on any one of my people's account and I can say whatever I wanted to say and share it with all the people still. And guess what? You're gonna hear this message.
And they're gonna tell them whatever I tell them to do.
You got damn right. They're gonna do exactly what I tell them to do.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up.
I just feel like the brothers can't get to the brothers, if the brothers are scared of the brothers, if we scared of the brother, if the Muslims are scared of the Bloods and Crips and all this stuff, then you know what I'm saying? We can't get to the brotherhood in some
Right.
type of way. Straight heard about this, and then you think about what the Muslims are made of. They are made up of the gang.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Some on my phone.
it's
You
like
going?
it doesn't match up to them.
No, straight up.
They're made up of the gangs. They come from Chicago. They come from, you know what I'm saying? They come from real respected, real high active areas, you know what I'm saying? And from what I hear, I don't even gonna say it. I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna reveal what it is, what they fall under. You know, people who know. You know what I'm saying? If you in the streets, you know what the Muslims fall under, what that fall under.
Yeah, that movement's strong.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is like that's an army.
Yeah, just the influence, you know, we want it to be bigger and stronger.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel
But that's why I do what I do. That's why I decided to, you know, come back out here and do more interviews. Like I said earlier, like
right.
I feel like what you're saying is you making complete sense. So, you know, when we talk about having leaders in the streets,
yes,
but we're not doing nothing about getting leaders in the streets, then we're just talking. So that's why I was like, nah, you know, I know I'm a heavy influence. So I gotta do more of what I'm doing. I gotta put it more out there for people to be able to look up to me and say, damn, you know what? I like what Book is saying, and I think I want to, you know, follow his lead, you know, and see where he can take me, you know, because I need help. A lot of youngsters out there, they need help.
and a lot of people need
They don't
help.
even know what they need, but they know they need something.
They need something.
Yeah. And then, you know, that's like I said, I'm not saying it like I'm out here trying to be no savior. I just got a message to put out
Right.
in a way where, you know, the youngsters can hear me. Because sometimes it all depends on how you put out the information. You know,
Right.
you got to know how
It
to
don't
reach
matter. It don't matter what's said. It's who's saying
and how it's being said. You know what I
it.
mean?
You gotta deal right.
It's a combination.
Because-
It's like,
Because it could be the wrong person saying the right shit.
yeah,
But they like, nigga, who the fuck is this nigga?
off the rip because they don't know. And that's the reason why they don't get off the game.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, nigga, he could be the right
They
person
about to
saying
beat
the,
his ass.
the wrong person saying the right
shit.
shit. But they like, nigga, we don't respect you. Nigga, we gonna beat you up now.
Yeah, or it's vice versa. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
You know, they know you, but you just not putting out the word that's appealing enough for them to believe in it
Right,
because it's how you putting it out there.
right.
Some cats just they're not articulate. They don't know how to get to people. They don't know how to grab a person and put energy in them. They don't know about certain things. You know what I mean? And me, I consider myself as being a teacher, man. Like I said, to a degree where if I feel that you don't know how to do that, then I'm gonna give you a level of energy and talk to you and put something on you, give you a jewel to see if you know if that's something for you. Then you can basically make
Tap
it
into it, yeah.
tap into it.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Make it a chain
Use
reaction,
this energy.
some kind of chain reaction.
Right.
You know, it's like it's Operation
Feed off
Chain
of this
Reaction, man. You gotta make chain reaction. You gotta go out there and make reaction. If you're not making no noise, you're not doing shit, then you wasting time. You become a waste of skin. What is your purpose? What are you doing? You just waking up, existing every day?
What the fuck is your purpose?
Yeah, you turn it into a waste of skin. You know what I mean? That,
A waste of fucking.
and that's the
skin.
last thing that I want to feel.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
like,
I don't
waste
wanna
of
be a
skin.
waste
Like
of
I don't got
skin.
no purpose.
No purpose?
Motherfuckers is comfortable having no purpose. Sometimes I even ask, it be like, what you want to do? Like, what you want to do? Like, what do you want to accomplish before you out of here? And most of the time I ask people that, they just look in the sky. They be trying to find something. They be trying to find a response. You know what I mean? They're not tapping into that shit. They just living day to day, you know? And like I said, with everything we've been talking about, man, it takes discipline to gain wisdom. You gotta want to receive wisdom. If you're not willing to do what it takes to receive wisdom, you're not gonna get it. And it's that simple. You just gonna stay where you are on your level. I'll be trying to level up all the time. I'm trying to level up.
They're gonna say you're gonna level motherfucking zero, nigga.
Yeah, man. It's a fight. Boy, look, I gotta finish raising my kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta finish finishing my legacy.
Yes, sir.
Before I'm out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got things to do.
I got some shit to do.
Yeah, so I gotta make sure that I'm groomed and seasoned to make sure that I last and survive. You know what I mean? So I can finish everything that I set out to do.
You goddamn right.
You know what I mean? So that means mentally drilling myself, studying, education, understanding about what the fuck's going on around me, my business, you know what I mean? Being a better father. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work that entails just existing as a real man. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work. So, like I said, I just give y'all some advice. Just take your time.
Man, Bookie,
it's a process, so just take your time with it, because it ain't something that you can learn overnight. Just take your time with it, and make sure that you look in the mirror and say to yourself that you want to be a better man or a better girl.
Right.
That's all. Straight up. And I say that like sincerely. Ain't no we are the world shit.
No, that's
I say that sincerely.
Ain't no wrong with wanting to be better than
be better, even at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Be a better
be
you.
Better at a young age.
Yeah, be a better you. Period.
That's
Every
right.
day you should be striving to be a better you.
And be yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Focus on being yourself. My son, he don't know.
Being yourself.
Yeah, my son cool. Like he like being by himself. He's solo because that's how he said that's how he's able to like relax. That's how he's able to gather his thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's able to, reset before he gets back into the matrix. This is my 15-year-old telling me this. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff is deep to me. I listen carefully, and that's how, because you got to know your kids. If you know your kids, that's a great situation when you know your kids and your kids know you and they trust you. You know what I'm saying? They love you and trust you. They believe in love and trust.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
It is deep.
And you don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, that's an unbreakable bond. That's a bond that you don't want to break.
Exactly. Like I said, man, but they already own it because it's damn embedded in them. It's like I put it in them early. Just how to be, how to see.
Build that foundation.
Yeah. So I'm just thankful. That's one of the most. I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah.
To look at my kids and be like, I got soldiers, man.
Like these are my kids.
Yeah, I was here to make sure that they was okay before I sent them off into the jungle with these wild wolves and these wild animals. That's such a huge accomplishment. It make you sit back and cross your arms with like a humble smile. Like, man, that's like the best feeling in the world. That you feeling like you did your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. And that's what I'm thankful for. As far as like reaching my people, and putting stuff in them and it's sticking. When you say it stick, like you could be proud of that because you had something to do with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what I want to, like I said, start putting out to the youth, in a sense. Put out music, have fun, show them how it's done. Because I'm gonna do that. Right. I'm gonna go out there and have fun, but at the same time, I'm gonna give knowledge. I'm gonna educate.
Right. Game them up.
I'm a mentor. I'm gonna do all that. You know what I mean?
Yo, Mr. V.I.
Yeah, and I'm saying that. That's why I wanted to, start having these interviews. Like I said, I wanted to start letting people know what my position is right now.
They need this because they don't even know. A lot of these people, a lot of people act like they don't know where Bookie fall in line.
Straight up.
Nigga, you understand? Nigga, this is the 5-star general, nigga. Fuck you being.
Excuse
me. Do you understand? This is the 5-star general, nigga.
Opening me up, yeah.
This nigga stands up the front end line. What do you
Straight
mean?
Up. For real.
Bookie is the guy. Then they got
Trying to finish it out, King.
Are you familiar with Young Bookie?
Yeah, Bookie. Yeah.
Young Bookie.
Yeah.
Young Bookie is real active right now.
Young Bookie the name.
Yeah, Bookie's the name.
That's my little brother. That's my little homie.
Man, he is real active out here in Arizona.
I'm proud of him.
Making a lot of noise.
I'm proud of him. We had to talk about my name. Shout out to Bays. We had to talk about my name, and they came to me first, out of respect, and asked me what I thought about it. And I said, I don't have a problem with that at all. He's Young Bookie the Great. He is who he is. I don't expect him to change his name just because my name Bookie. That's corny. It's all about understanding. You Young Bookie the Great. Run with that. It's about explanation. People ask, tell them our story. Tell them how you met me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then leave it be. Leave them alone.
Right.
Let them shine. Let them eat.
That's
And that's it. That's all. Let them eat. You know what I'm saying? And the big bro voucher for it. Leave my little brother alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. Don't sweat him about his name. You know, it's already been solidified. We already got that worked out.
That shit
he got a pass for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, he good. Leave him alone. But yeah, young Bookie, man, he doing it, man. Proud of him. He doing his thing. Very talented young brother.
That's love.
Yeah, talented young brother.
Man, Bookie is young Bookie is a very talented brother too.
Yeah, man.
And damn, y'all heard it straight out of the motherfucking goat's mouth. His motherfucking self. Y'all heard it, nigga. Young Bookie, you see him out there. He represent. You hear him represent that nigga. That is solidified.
Straight
by
up.
Bookie himself.
Straight up. If y'all see me drifting, you know, I need one of them hot toddies because, like I told you earlier in the interview, you know, got a bug. So I'm gonna get that toddy when I get up out of here.
Right. I know this
has
been long as hell.
But no, we good though. I enjoyed this though, man. This was worth it.
Man, this is dope.
It was worth it.
I wanted to play some more music, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you your shout outs, and then we're gonna get you up out of here.
Yeah. So what else we got?
What else we got? One more song.
We got something else?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't play the Benihana yet, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, son, Benihana.
Let's get it out there.
Where's this? Oh.
Yeah, she call me Dada. Ain't like Benihana.
This is another track from me and Hero. Benihana.
Yeah, me.
I'm gonna shoot half of this video on Benihana.
When it come to spitting, niggas know this is me casa. Been around a couple times, so you can't tell me nada. Baby love the way I'm freaking, yeah, she call me Dada. Stay up on my PI, trying to eat like Benihana. I was going to win what I've been saying all my life. Girl, that's what she thinking, I'm the real like. Still running that marathon, and better run it twice. I'm the type to do it, and I just say it on the mic. See, this shit only take a minute, I'm here to get it and go. But my passion is a minute with every sentence I wrote. Do this shit time submitted, admitted, bitch in my city. That nigga eat everything you can't see, wanted to go. All the tree that I smoke, so the bullshit I can smile through and get beside you. Watch me put this burner beside you. Need a shit attached to my nigga, that's my whole time. We'll just forfeit, we gon' win it, and we don't cry to my tired of this. Look at mine, to his mouth, and niggas will play the backseat, we gon' fly to. Slide through the south side of my city, that's what I do. Get respected through every play on breakfast. I expect nothing less than get reckless. Now hit the necklace. I shake the black draw, getting extra sketch me some back of seconds. Schooling these niggas, that's why I leave it come back. Well, that's these niggas, they leaving only come back cause of that compassion. When it come to spitting, niggas know this is me casa. Been around a couple times, so you can't tell me nada. Baby love the way I'm freaking, yeah, she call me Dada. Stay up on my PI, trying to eat like Benihana. I was born to win what I've been saying all my life. Girl, that's what she thinking of me when I like. Still running that marathon, and better run it twice. I'm the type to do it, and I just say it on the mic, yeah. My pop said I was driven, and he ain't seen nobody hustle harder. Anytime I'm faced with a mistake, that I just hustle smarter. Backbone, know my presence ain't nothing to nap on. For those of them that said that I fell off, I'm back on. Music saved me when it came to living in my neighborhood. Writing raps while fighting up temptations, did the best I could. Grind mode, ain't no slacking, we shine like a rhinestone. Hard to come by, fresh out the box, where you find those? Wheels rolling, stay on my beat, I'm standing real hard. And flow poison, on my mama shit. RP the code, the cascade. Yeah, I'm watching niggas like my brother told me loyalty. I'm married to this shit, ain't got nothing common. Spitting niggas know this is me casa. Been around a couple times, so you can't tell me nada. Baby love the way I'm freaking, yeah, she call me Dada. Stay up on my beat, I'm trying to eat like Benihana. I was born to win what I've been saying all my life. Regardless what you thinking on me, we are not alike. Still running that marathon, and been around it twice. I'm the type to do it, and I just say it on the mic.
Shout out to Henny, man.
That shit was hot right there.
Nah, I said shout out to Henny, man. We could have had a great future, man. The Henny was shooting the videos, man. He shot Season. But I guess Henny just, I don't know. I don't know. That's another story. I don't really want to get into that.
all good.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, man, Bookie and Hero, man, that project that's still coming out.
That's still coming out.
Yeah,
That's
we
what's
gonna
gonna be
still
called
drop
Bookie and Hero.
Yeah, we're gonna still drop that. Shout out to Hero, man. We're gonna kill that. Benny Hanna, we can't sleep on that. You know what I mean?
Man,
That's
that
good
shit
music.
is hot.
I was born to win what I've been saying all my life.
Hey,
God is what you
hey.
thinking on me. We are not alike. Come
That
on,
shit's
man.
out right there.
Yeah, that shit bang. Yes, sir. That's the one, man.
Shit, now you got any special shout outs or anything right now?
Man, I got a big family. Meaning, you know, I got a lot of loved ones, a lot of fans, a lot of people that support me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to give a big shout out to y'all. Tell y'all I love y'all, man. Like, I don't like doing individual shout outs because, you know, so many people, but just the good energy that people been giving me, man. Thank you to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And even the bad energy that the haters been giving me. Thank you to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, thank you.
Keep me
Thank you,
motivated.
because that I'm weird. You know, that type of shit, you know, it's like vitamins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Haters like vitamins to me,
that shit
man.
real.
I learn from it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I
Make
maneuver
it
and
make
figure
it
out
strong.
ways how I can make it to a positive. So just shout out to the haters, shout out to my loved ones, man. Shout out to everybody taking care of their families. You know what I'm saying? Holding their shit down. You know, just being loyal to themselves, man. Love, Bookie, Grind Mode ENT. Premonition dropping April 29th. Reactivated coming soon. Talk to me.
Where can they find you if they want to book you, if they want to do anything?
Across the board at the original Bookie. So boom. That's all you gotta do is type that in at the original Bookie and you know, holler at me, let me know what you want to do. And let's take care of business.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever type of business it is.
Bookie make beats too, y'all.
I do beats.
You know
I do.
what
I
I'm
still cook beats. I'm off that Logic Pro X now.
You know what I'm saying?
So I was a Pro Tools junkie. I had to go plug in for Pro Tools.
Right.
Logic Pro X now. It's cool. I like Logic Pro X, man.
Hey man, there's so many different software, recording softwares now.
It's so much.
Dope. Now.
It really don't even matter, to be honest with
Right
you. Like
now.
they all in
As long as you
competition.
know how
So
to
as
pimp
long
it.
as you know how to work it.
Yeah, as long as you know how to do your sauce on that
Frequency,
motherfucker,
you got
right?
frequencies to plug in.
Right.
Make that shit sound like you got $100,000 studio.
Right. You know how to put your sauce on
Yeah.
it, man. Yeah. You make it sound
Straight
like
up,
you
bro.
got $1 million.
Hey son, hey, my brother, he boxed. So his next event we gonna go to, but I'm gonna write an intro. I'm gonna write an intro song. You know what I'm saying? And
This
bring
is your
him out.
son right here?
Yeah, this is my son Brian. Hey, I'm gonna bring him
Hey,
out.
what's up, son?
Yeah.
How you doing, son?
He was like a basketball player.
No, that's exactly what he is. He gonna be a superstar, man. He nice.
Yeah.
Good grades. He a great guy, man. Great guy.
I can tell a basketball
How old
player.
are you, son?
15.
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Damn!
Like
You
basketball.
ain't stopped growing yet?
Big guy. He a
Right?
monster.
When you got 3 more years till you stop growing.
But the
Shoot.
blam, he be blamming
I used to
on
play basketball on the east side over there.
He's taller than you, isn't he?
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
With,
Bookie, he taller than you?
He getting there.
Remember when
He
T
getting
Sizzle used
but
to
not
come
yet.
You
over
look
there?
taller than your daddy.
What's up?
Remember T Sizzle used to play basketball at the east side.
Yeah,
At the east side Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
A lot of people used to be over there. Tans used to be over there.
Wait a minute.
The good old
The
days.
good old days.
Memories.
Rob was coach.
Make me
You know what
feel
I'm saying?
fine. Rob, yeah.
Yeah, Rob was coach.
Yeah.
It was cool
That was
over
dope,
there on
man.
the east side. Man, I was on the west side and I was going to a school, a charter school, and we ended up having a basketball tournament, and I ended up playing against them, and then I ended up being on the team.
Yeah.
Playing on them with the brothers. So that's how I expanded out to the east side.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Good times, man. Good times.
Man, it's a blessing, man, to meet out all the brothers, and you know what I'm saying?
Good times, man. Rest in peace to my brother LT, man. You know what I'm saying? Had to deal with that recent loss. You know,
Peace out to you.
beautiful thing, man. The energy is real. You know what I mean? The energy is real, man. We gotta keep the energy flowing.
Man, we got
None of that weak shit, that fake shit. We gotta keep the real energy flowing.
Man, the real shit, man. The real shit is gonna overcome all this bullshit, man. You gotta just get motherfuckers keep on staying on that straight narrow line. Even if you gotta walk by yourself.
Come on, man. Talk to him.
It be like that sometimes.
Talk to
You gotta
him.
walk that motherfucking line by your motherfucking self.
I'm telling
and
you,
shit.
straight up. straight up.
That you gotta stay motherfucking solid. Stay motherfucking solid to your shit, niggas.
Come
Hold
on.
your motherfucking ground, nigga. Never motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Never fold to the bullshit. Stay true to yourself.
That's the best way to be. Best way to be, King.
Man,
Hey, man, I'm proud of you, man.
man, I'm proud of you.
Keep up the
brother.
good work, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I support everything that you do, and I always will. You know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Classic.
Thank y'all for tapping into the Southwest.
G and me.
To the
Yeah, man.
You went all the way back to Southwest.
I went all the way to
Saturday.
Southwest. I went the motherfucking BluntzNBrewz
Nicky.
Show. Soundbox 360. Tap in again. We'll be back in.
All that. Nikki. Remember